Hey guys, and yes, it is finally time for yet another King of the Hill. We haven't done the King of the Hill in quite some time, so I thought it'd be fun to hop back in. We're coming with a bit of a fresh format today though. We're going to be playing only on absolutely unbalanced, terrible maps. Now, by terrible maps, these maps are all pretty beautiful and actually are often far more stunning than the maps we normally play on in multiplayer, but they just don't suit the multiplayer scene so well. One side has a giant hill, there's too many terrain blockers, too many shot blockers, all that kind of crazy stuff. All the maps in general just look a little bit hard to kind of see where missiles fly and all that good stuff. We're going to be running here for 2.5 hours today. We're going to run into 8:30, and then unfortunately I do have to dash off to take a phone call. So it's going to be fun. We're just going to keep going all through that. Up first, hopefully we have Ice Power versus Charax. Hopefully Charax is on his way. I've sent him a couple of messages. If not, we will simply move on down the queue and add Charax in a little bit later, as I think he wasn't sure if he was going to be playing up second or third, but in which case we can always get Dilatron on next instead. But it shall be the mighty Ice Power. He's here. He's ready to rumble. And the way we're going to do this is the king gets to pick a faction and ban 2 of the opponent's factions, and he can only play the same faction once. But because it's the round 1, these guys are going to go in with some blind picks today. Awesome. Awesome. What's up, Full Poland? Hey, chat. Hey, Ducky. Hope you're all good today, champ. What's up, Sloth? Revnows as well. Mr. T. Ty Guy's here as well. Captain Morgan, the almighty god of ducks, is always ever vigilant. What's up, Henri? Or Henry, how you want to call it. And Fimo. Hope you guys are all good. It should be some good fun. We're going to see a lot of maps we don't normally get to see. So, let's quickly double check. Okay, Jax hasn't replied yet, so we'll message Dilatron. If you are ready, feel free to hop in. And we can move Charax down a place. Cool. We're going to see if Mr. Charax is ready to rumble. Oh, Mr. Charax, sorry, Mr. Dilatron. And he can simply take his place. And we can just work our way down till we get to that point. Which should be some good fun. Should be some good fun. Or if not, I can just hop in and do a game whilst we wait for the legendary Charax to arrive. But I'm really excited. I'm very excited to see these maps. We've been supplied a rather lovely group of maps by the mighty Raptor, the Halberd and XMT main, and we're going to be playing on the Battle of Eternal Tides, which is one I added last second, but trust me, the rest of the maps are pretty gruesome. They're pretty gruesome and not necessarily the easiest to play on. So let's see if the mighty Dilatron is ready. Let's go down to the King of the Hill queue. Cool. If he's not ready in like 2 minutes, I'm just going to hop in and play a game. We'll move everyone down a little peg. As we are on a time limit today, so yeah, 2.5 hours today, and that's going to be it. Bread for you. What's up, Duros? Hope you're going good, man. Lovely to have you here, as always. Hope you're all good in the hood, and are going to be enjoying your evening today, with a little bit more blood and carnage, and hopefully a bucket ton of bread as well. So let's quickly Cool. Send some messages just to get Dilatron up and running as well. Oh, big fat juicy stretch before we do start the stream. The first map shall be the Battle of Eternal Tides, which from memory isn't like the most horrible unbalanced map, but it's just the cinematic element. You'll see. I don't want to spoil it for anyone who hasn't played on this map before. It is a rather beautiful map, but can be a little bit weird. Eggs on toast is my breakfast. Eggs on toast sounds really nice. I'm actually having that for dinner. Or I'm having like bacon, eggs, toast, all that kind of good stuff. So like a full English for dinner basically, which is kind of cool. Which is going to be a little bit different. So, none of the lads have popped in so far. And you can continue to work down our list. I don't know if Complex is going to be around yet. So I'm just going to hop in, I think. The others are a bit late, so I will recreate lobby and hop in myself. Moonbow Hill camping is pure pain. That sounds pretty nice. Camping in general is a pain. Yeah, I'm too old to go camping, but also camping in the game can also be a bit of pain. Oh no, it looks like Dillatron's going to come in. Go for it. Cool. So Dillatron's going to pop up. I am not sure if I have Dillatron as a friend, unfortunately, on Steam. I feel like I would have. Me and Dillatron have played against each other quite a few times in tournaments. He might be going by a different name as well, or maybe we just aren't friends on it, because we can always find each other's lobbies. But it looks like he has arisen. Hello. So yes, those of you who are in the crowd and waiting to play your game, up after this, we're going to try Charax again. If he can't make it, Mars Pattern, then Complex Slayer, Artisan, Tech Priest, and Stormrunner, please be ready to hop in as when it is your go, so we can get through as many players as possible. English breakfast tea equals the best tea. 100% Sonic the Hedgehog. 100%. Yo. I already blind picked, yes. Yes. There is only war, bread, and tardiness in the grimdark future. It's true. It is true. Man, I don't feel like ducks would be the best at keeping time. Oh no! What have I done to my headphone? You know, like the little... Oh, there it is. The little squishy bit on the end fell off. How's that? I hate it when that happens. Cool. I'm back. I hope you guys enjoyed the little funny video we did today. I'm thinking of doing them once a week, where we do these highlight videos. And it's my favourite moment from streams, favourite moment from... like videos, whatever it is, or whatever, if people send me in clips of my videos with their favourite moment, whatever gets the most kind of votes and so forth, I'll put up on the channel as its own little videos. We did one recently where Kolek managed to hit 6 times, I believe, in a row in a real important moment in the battle, so it's some good fun. RIP. Oh no! Don't worry, Ice. Tomb Kings. Breathe. Underwater. A lot better than Chaos. Tomb King boys. Well, have a good run, Dilla. Looks like Ice not too confident coming to this matchup. I actually won this in a tournament game, live on someone's stream. I don't know where. Which stream that was on? Maybe it was on Rabane's. It was either on Rabane's or Logic stream, I think. But it was a really good fun one. And it is definitely possible with Tomb Kings. You have to think outside the box a little bit. Obviously, don't bunch up all your infantry to be hit by burning heads. And I think I brought the triple Tomb King chariot threat and then managed to overrun Archeon. But it was like a crazy close game. It came down to just Lord on Lord violence. I managed to get, you know, the better half of the RNG, which sometimes that's what it comes down to. I lost the squishy part of my headset for a very long time. It's so frustrating. I can't help it. I got, like, my hands, like, they just fiddle, like with anything I have. My other headphones are magnetic, so they're great, because I can just fiddle with that instead. But it causes you to lose so much stuff and damage so much stuff. It's really not a good habit. It's not a good habit to have whatsoever. So, I'm expecting Ice Power to have a good show, despite the fact he thinks it's a rather negative matchup. Let's quickly change the names, as Charax is running a little late, it would seem. So, let us go, boop, and change that to Dillatron. We'll try and get Charax, hopefully, game after this. If he can't make it, then we'll just have to move him kind of, like, down the list a bit more. Okay, looks like heavy raid for the next one. Cool. Q. Awesome, yeah, so Charax is going to pop in after this, which is good, because I'm really excited to see Charax in action. He's a very good player. It would have been a shame if he had to miss out. Okay, let's try this then, I guess. Let's rumble. Let's rumble in the jungle. Nice bounce matchups, CJ. Good way to start the King of the Hill. So it is a battle of eternal tides. There's a lot of free space behind the home advantage here, like up on the back. Whereas the deployment zone, one deployment zone is just right in the middle of the map. The other one is all the way over here. Now, depending if people have played on these maps, is going to also be a big factor here today. And here we go. this is a little bit of a surprise for you guys. This map is actually underwater, for those who haven't played on this glorious map before, and it's pretty good fun as well. Not terribly unbalanced. Both sides actually do have a high ground hill if they need it, but there is these massive gouges in the earth with water draining through into them, which is, I don't want to understand the logic of this. I have no idea. I'm not a science duck. I'm a duck of war. I love the shadows of the sharks swimming. That is one of the coolest elements they've added to this, and one of the coolest elements on any map actually. And the work they did on Troy, with the mythological side, I can't remember what it's called, like the Troy fantasy, with when there's a cloud and the cloud in the sky, but like Zeus's head looking down on the battlefield. I pray that kind of stuff comes in to Total War Warhammer 3. By the way, let's go through the builds here. So for the Force of Ice Power, we do have a load of Skeleton Warriors in the front line. There's going to be a bit of a choke point. This is basically a choke point map, but you can actually whip around the flanks as well. So Skeletons should hopefully be able to pin them in and hold them at bay. We have some of the Sneaky Snake Knights just behind them, and a load more chaff as well. Some horses. We've got horses on the flanks. Triple Skeleton Chariot. We have... Is this Ark in the Black? It is indeed. Spirit Leech spam. And I believe that is Doom and Darkness he's bringing to the battlefield. Or is it Aspect of the Dread Knight? I always get those two mixed up. I don't know what it is. It is Aspect of Dread Knight. Good thing I checked there. We also have the Chosen of the Gods. So only one new shop to pick today. I like the Sneaky Snakes though. Should be a good fun one. Now for the Forces of Chaos, we have Horsemen. 1, 2, 3 dotted through the front line. Then we have a bucket ton of Forsaken and just Chaos Warriors with great weapons. We have Mirror Guard. Oh my god, this is just an infantry horn. That's what I'm talking about. You bring Triple Chariot here. You just run over all of this goodness. And should be some good fun. Double Pharaoh Manticore up in the sky. Of course, Archon the Ever-Chosen. His blade not working too good underwater, so we'll have to see how the Burning Head and Fireball do. It'd be kind of cool if different magic... I mean, it wouldn't be very good for my play, maybe not, but for campaign, different maps affecting Winds of Magic. For example, you could not use Fire Magic on this map, or something along those lines, or if maybe it was debuffed and dampened a little bit, would be kind of cool. It would be kind of cool. Excited to see these guys in action. Look at the Sneaky Snakes. They're just surfboarding snakes into battle. You can't get much more hardcore than that, I guess, apart from Chaos. What's up, Samurai Warrior, the man, the myth, the Samurai legend? Hope you're a good champ. The ripple effects are epic. Oh, for sure. Cool map, just horrible layout. Exactly. Battle of the Eternal FPS drop. I mean, I think my frames are going okay so far, but it is it's a pretty wild map for sure. So some early shots have come in onto the Horsemen. The fact this is a choke point may actually quite heavily favour the Tomb Kings, because they can bottleneck this up and just cycle charge it with their chariots and rain shots down from afar with the Ushopti great bows and all that good stuff. Looks like we are going to see our first Spirit Leech. Spirit Leech very good up against Chaos. Simply due to that, Chaos have basically zero healing. Archon the Black is going a little bit bold there. He's going to flirt in, just winking at Archaon there, and deciding to fall back. And in come the Chariots, looking to crash down on the Mirror Guard. But the Ferromanticores are going to countercharge the Chariots. Now, that's pretty bad news for those Chariots, so they do manage to break off some of the Horsemen. And Chosen Gods maybe even do a bit of friendly fire there. But unfortunately, the Skeleton Chariots are getting dumpstered right now by the double Manticore. A lovely Burning Head does go down the line on top of the Skeleton Spearman. Burning Head looks so weird underwater. In fact, everything looks so discoloured. It's hilarious. And it looks like the Chariots are unfortunately kind of getting ground down. They're getting stuck into those great weapons and not moving back in time. Though there are Sneaky Snakes trying to pursue the Manticores and keep them down on the ground. Manticores probably want to vibe down here. They don't want to go up top. That's where a load of sharks are. And trust me, sharks eat Manticores. I've seen it first person. Chosen Gods do continue to fire in. They've used up a decent amount of their ammunition. You can see Horsemen floating out over onto the flanks, looking to charge down onto some Forsaken, which isn't a bad idea whatsoever. However, the Forsaken can certainly dish their damage back, even onto the Horsemen, who don't have the best armor. Only 50 is not too crazy. Skeleton Chariots can do some lovely cycle charging now, straight into the Forsaken, do some pretty decent damage actually, and start to pull back. The choke point is clogged with the living and the dead, and it looks like the Chaos are certainly getting the upper hand, slowly grinding their way through the enemy. Those Spirit Leeches are just going after Archaon. I wonder if they have been better usage, going after the Manticores to start with, and then Archaon in the later stages of the game, but it's kind of hard to tell. Some Chaos Warriors were sneaky beakies, went all the way up and around and starting to push into the back line, so Chariots are committing. A Burning Head does go down, but it was well dodged for the most part here by the notorious Ice Power. Manticore does get hit by Spirit Leech this time. It looks like the Ushopti Summon has been summoned amongst the mist and carnage of battle. And this Manticore, it's, doing work. I would definitely say things are working pretty good right now. for the Chaos. I need to make sure I don't jump into these waterfalls. And the snakes are all relatively strong, but a lot of the chariots are getting very beat up at the moment. You can see this one down to just 4 models, the other one down to 6. Both manticores are rampaging. The Shopsy Summon may actually go down here before it dissipates, which is a rather rare sight. It's down below half HP at the moment, but it's done a good job, up to 13 kills and surrounding manticores. Not bad for a cheeky little summon. The Knights are poking and jabbing the Skeleton Chariots. We've got one which is still relatively healthy, but there's a lot of infantry left alive. Chosen the Gods once again are freed up. It looks like they were entangled for a while amongst some Forsaken, and are now going to start unleashing shots. I mean, shooting the Chaos Pharaoh Manticore really isn't the worst idea, and pray that you have enough chaff and chariots to clear through the enemy infantry. Yet another lovely burning head goes down the line on the Skeleton Warriors, and bam, Thanos snap, they are gone. Right hand flank Forsaken, despite getting kind of penetrated earlier on by some chariots, are actually doing just fine. Looks like some more chariots going there for a cheeky round too. Spirit Leech goes down on the Chaos Pharaoh Manticore. It's probably going to be able to break it. The Horsemen are doing a decent job, and down one of the Manticores goes. 8 Skeleton Chariots is certainly no joke, and they're stacking up now with the Spearmen and the Knights to try to overwhelm the Chaos Warriors, but my god, these Chaos Warriors are having a blast today, up to 76 kills and doing some really good work. The unfortunate Chosen the Gods are about to get caught here by the Chaos Warriors. Run, you fools! Flee! And looks like the snakes are going to pull back as well. Archaon's trying his best, looking to engage with them. And the lone Skeleton Chariot, the Chariot who believed he could, is probably going to crumble just as he actually connects here with the Warriors of Chaos. And down he goes in a puff of dust into a watery grave. The Knights are trying their best. It looks like Ice is trying to isolate units where possible, but Dilatron just needs to keep this army in a nice tight fist, and it's going to be causing all kinds of problems for the Tomb Kings today. Skeleton Chariots down to 7 models. We get yet another Spirit Leech go down on the Chaos Pharaoh Manticore, and I think there was 2 used on the Everchosen early on. I do think using them on the Manticores would have put him in a bit of a better situation, but hey, that's easy to say in hindsight. And likewise, what's going to kill Archon in this build apart from the Spirit Leech? So that might have been a lot of the kind of thinking behind Ice Power's maneuvers there. The Knights can 2v1 the Chaos Pharaoh Manticore. Balance Power's looking really bleak right now for the Tomb Kings. Chosen the Gods have been protected well. They've used up all their ammunition, and they're going to be charging in to try to deal with the Chaos Warriors. And a lot of this infantry corps is actually looking pretty beat up. How many chariots do we have left? Oh, that's a problem. A couple of chariots here could really cleave a lot of that infantry. But alas, it is game. Cetra does not serve, but he does serve. You're indeed correct, Hammond, and you made me mess up. I absolutely love it. This map is beautiful, 100%. 100%. This map is awesome. See? People love the non-competitive maps. And I actually really hope that with Total Warhammer 3 and the different game mode of like when there's objectives that you don't have to capture, but you can capture, and if your opponent doesn't attack, then they're going to lose. Hopefully they'll open up a lot more possibilities in different maps, map structures, and what we consider to be competitive. Because at the moment, it's basically any map that's flat or really open, people love to play on. And certainly for these kind of 1v1 death matches, they are the best and the most balanced. Well played to Ice Power, really tough matchup. It's a little bit luck of the dice. I think Chaos is a really smart first pick going into blind picks. A lot of good matchups, not too many bad ones. So Ice did a good job though, 820 damage value on Archon. The Spearmen didn't do too much, they just kind of got ground down. Likewise, the Horsemen didn't perform, and even the Skeleton Chariot struggled. The best here, getting 700 value. 1,400 on the Chosen Gods is pretty impressive. Sneaky Snakes with 843 and 714 damage value apiece. Chosen Gods are a real standout there. Good play by Ice to keep those guys firing as long as possible. As for Dilatron, the Ever-Chosen, 220 kills, 20k damage dealt, 1,412 damage value, proving once and for all, fire beats water. Forsaken, not the best value across the board, 500 and 600, but big kills, and it was necessary to clear out the chaff. As for the Warriors, I mean, just decent, kind of mid hundreds here, you know, 450, 500, 900 is the highlight there. Mirror Guard, 550 damage value. Horsemen didn't do too much, unfortunately. Those Manticores, though, certainly pin a bit of a shift. 877 damage value, and on the second Manticore, we've got an impressive 447. GG's, Dilatron shall become our king for the day. GG. Should have gone Siggy, by the way. It's much better, I think. Ooh, I don't know. Bigger map, if you could cycle, I think you could have won that for sure. For sure. For sure. Yeah, I don't know. The Siggy can be pretty good. I think Archeon is the better pick, but is a bit harder to use in that matchup. So I can certainly see an argument for Sigvald as well. So up next, we will be having Mr. Charax. So let's update Dilatron's score to a 1-0 lead there. And he is our current king. Unfortunately, a farewell to Ice Power. And up next, we shall have Charax. Which I hope I am spelling your name right, my friend. Boop. Oh no. It's, there we go, cool. I almost made my screen like double the size instead of the name. So boop, there we go. And we'll get Charax in here. You are up now. Password 123. Awesome, we're good. Wicked, we'll try and get you in if there's room at the end. We're running to 8:30 today. I got a bit of a strict deadline because I have a phone call at 8:45. So we're going to be running, still low for another like 2 hours yet, so don't worry, we'll hopefully get you in there, champ. So up after this, if Mars Pattern, if you are watching, make sure you're ready to hop in straight away afterwards. And then we've got Complex Slayer, Artisan Tech Priest, going to be really cool to see him back on the channel, haven't seen him for quite some time. And then Stormrunner, then Wicked D, and so on and so on. So we're going to try to get through as many as possible. Hey champ. Man, Charax is a really cool player, so I'm excited for this one. Likewise is Dilatron. These guys are both pretty damn good. Pretty damn good. So the king picks and bans 2. You cannot play the same faction twice. And the map is Slan Gold. So this map is going to be Slan Gold. Which is a pretty terrible map for one side. There's like a good defensive position you can have in one of these situations. Empire, Bandawi, and Bretonia, awesome. I think I've seen Dilatron play Dwarfs quite a bit as well. Duck, if there's room at the end, let me know. Yes, yes, Duck. Yes, could you Duck? Yes, Wicked, of course, man. Hopefully we'll get you in here. Pick Dwarfs and pray you get a choke. Yeah, that could be pretty good. Dwarfs is a deployment simulator. I did manage to do a challenge recently where I played one-handed, and I picked Dwarfs because it would be the easiest to do, but Dwarfs require way more micro than like people give them credit for. People just like to hate on Dwarfs. You have to like emptily move like everything because you're so much slower. The Drunken Simulator. I mean, yeah. Archie the best boy, says Hank. Archie did good work here. Yeah, I was very surprised you didn't pick your Dark Elves there, going into the blind pick, but I guess it's a bit of mind games, right, because you're known like as one of the best Dark Elf players, so your opponent is most likely going to bring a faction which can counter Dark Elves, though you had Chaos, which I think is actually pretty good for the Dark Elves. It's not unwinnable for Chaos, but I think it's, I don't know, I like it. Have you ever heard the Rubber Ducky song? I don't know if I have, Joros, I don't know. I know, I'm just hating them, but I don't hate them. Oh no, I'm joking. Yeah. It's cool. Oh. So, Mr. Charax is going Dark Elves. Awesome. Empire into Dark Elves. So, all the maps today were supplied by Mr. Raptor. I asked him about a week ago, I think, to give me a load of maps. And he's supplied us well, so I'm just picking and choosing them off of it. Up next, we'll probably do... Oh, God, what was it called? I believe it's called H. I can always look back at the list that we've ordered. What was I thinking of as the map? I believe it was Hollow something, but it's probably got something in front of its name. Or is it like Glade or something? It's an Elvish one, so it probably has some weird kind of name hyping it up. It might be like Glade of the Hollowwood or something? Let's see. Glooming Wood? No, I don't think it was that. No, well, I'll look for it. I'll look for it anyway. I've been sent all the ones. I'll try Dark Elves. Looks like Charax is indeed going to be going in with his Darkest of Boys. Moonbow, please. We can give Moonbow a go. Yeah, this is what I mean. Like, after watching a lot of like Dawn War 2, like Retribution mod and stuff, I really did wish there was some more maps with kind of a little bit more complexity to them than we currently have in the tournament scene, where everything's kind of just like flat, or there's like a small hill on both sides, or there's like a tiny bit of woods. But having like more terrain on the map can often open up some real fun stuff. Unfortunately, it can also open up a bucket ton of cheese and a I understand, like, the problems behind it as well. So I understand why we don't have these type of maps at the moment in the multiplayer scene. But with the objective thing coming in Warhammer 3, I'm very excited for. Very, very excited for. Ducky lies, he has stolen my list. His spies are everywhere, no one is safe. Yeah, that's what I do. I go around and just steal lists. That's why I also work at a shopping market, like a supermarket. Just waiting till people have, like, their lists attached to their trolleys. I just nab them when they're not looking and I run away. It's, you know, it's honest work. Someone's got to do it. Witchwood Hollow. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Tie Guy. Thank you. Yeah, those are some real cool maps. There's some real cool ones. So, we'll see how Warhammer 3 kind of brings those in. Yeah, it's kind of open to a lot of cheesing. But that's why I feel like if you have objectives, so you have to move out and stuff, we could get some real interesting stuff coming forward. And I think that's going to be huge. I don't hate Dairy, but I do hate boxes, so I hate most Dairy games. Yeah, a lot of Dairy players do like to go box. I actually think going like an aggressive onion formation and pushing forward's the best way to currently play dwarfs, and it's a little bit more exciting as well, where you don't really bring artillery, but you bring like 4 to 5 thunderers or quarrelers. With if you do quarrelers, you probably want all 5 raiders as well. A load of dwarf warriors are great weapons, maybe a couple of slayers if you really want, and some longbeards and Thoric Ironbrow, and you just push, and it can do some really good work. So here we are on Slan's Gold, who is going to be defending the temple. Again, it's a bit of a choke point map, but there is a few more like maneuvers you can do and whip around, and a load of vanguarding as well. I actually played on this map in one of my first ever tournaments. I feel like it was Aristodemus' tournament where he did the Coffee Cup, where it was a tournament designed to have terrible maps. But like this kind of stuff we don't get to see often. Look at this Lizardman architecture. What on earth is that? I mean, we know nowadays it's a spaceship, I suppose, but it depends if we back the end times, which I don't know about you guys, but I don't think the end times is super popular. For the forces of Charax, he's trying to make Ice Power proud here. He is indeed bringing the darkest of the elves, coming in with a double squadron of chariots, and a load of dread spears just holding down at the front line. So cheap, cheerful chaff. It's what you normally see from Dark Elves. I wish you saw more Hagnef executions and so forth, and Blackguard of Naggarond. But, you know, bleak swords and dread spears will get the job done. We have the old school classic Double Manticore in the sky with Marathi coming in with a humble soul seal and all of her very, very powerful items and abilities. We have a bucket ton of Dark Riders, so a load of mobility. And Cold One Knights, Cold One Knights. So cool, yeah, a load of mobility, a load of cheap chaff, and then obviously the big heavy hitters in the sky. High Elves will be, or not High Elves, the Empire will be taking the high ground. Unfortunately, a very small deployment zone in comparison. It's, is it smaller? It feels smaller. It seems like way more congested over here. Well, we do have Huntsmen. We have the White Wolves, which is cool to see, and more Huntsmen. The White Wolves, the regiment of renowned Huntsmen, don't really get any that much cooler design. Unless you're a big fan of blue, and they've got some cool teeth and stuff on them and some little badges just to say that they're special, but nothing too awesome. We have some of the crazy unbreakable lunatics of Sigma in the front line, including the Tattersouls, backed up by a load of spearmen, a load more unbreakable lunatics, and then some Knights of the Blazing Sun. So we have double Knights, we have the Silver Bullets in the centre, a Bright Wizard with a Burning Head and Fireball, so often picked. And where's the Lord hiding? Oh, it is Marcus Wolfheart, so it looks like the Empire definitely going to try to hold the high ground here. Push forward to Marcus, do a little bit of poke him a poke, and he's trying to check out his own arrow there as if he doesn't trust his handiwork, and defend this breach, which is probably going to be their best plan. You defend it with your unbreakable troops, and then you shoot in with all the huntsmen. It looks like he's setting in the unbreakable wall to form a Spartan shield wall, and straight away the Dark Elves are running into the gauntlet. They're going straight heads in. We give no damns. We're going to bomb rush you as quickly as possible. Yeah, it does open up the possibility for camping and stuff like that. Ara, what's up, Emperor? I'm sorry I butchered your name. But, yeah, it looks like this is going to be a good fun one. Now, the Tattersouls actually get hit by a pretty big blaster of Marathi, who's doing some glorious dance moves up in the sky, just moonwalking back and forth, and dodging a lot of the Huntsman arrows. Though the Huntsmen do connect a decent amount with the Dark Riders. Fantastic target for them. Not much armor and large threats. And the arrows do sing, kind of coming down here from the swamps. Cold Knights need to be careful. They can be used to whip around the flanks, so it's actually a load of room to maneuver around. You don't have to charge directly up this hill, and it looks like, what? Do you guys see this, or is this just me? Do you guys see, like, a giant platform with some Dark Riders in it? I don't know what's happening there, but they seem to be able to move through the giant platform. Well, that was interesting. We do have a Hunter Snare come down on the Cold War Knights. Beautiful targeting by the Empire, and the Huntsmen are going to rain shots down, doing some really nice work. Now, the Dark Riders are taking quite a bit of punishment as the Spearmen do push up into the front line. The Tattered Souls will hold for eternity, however, and now with the Cold War Knights swarming their way through the secret passages in this temple and directly into the enemy. Now that the net's not down, they cannot be freely cycle charging in. However, they're stacked on Knights of the Blazing Sun and Spearmen right now, so those Cold War Knights want to pull back past their own Dread Spears. Really lovely Soul Stealer comes in from Marathi. We do get a Burning Head. Oh my god, that Burning Head shattered a unit of Horsemen and pushed off 2 units of Dread Spears. Really lovely cast. Burning Head, fantastic in these kind of choke point maps. Marathi's just going Hail Mary right now and charge down on top of Marcus Wolfhart, looking to finish him down. Knights of the Blazing Sun unable to catch her and force her back, and I think Charax may have panicked a little bit. He kind of chucked everything in instantly, and including his Manticores, and they have a good possibility of just dying here. They're surrounded by Spearmen, Unbreakable troops, and of course they are Manticores at the end of the day, so they're going to rampage. Spearmen are trying their best to push through the Unbreakable line. Huntsmen have been left a little bit close to the front line. They are going to be falling back now. We do have some rallying at Dread Spears. Down on the low ground, really nice catch by Charax. So the Scourge Runner Chariots, combined with some Bleak Swords and Dread Spears, are going to be able to beat these Knights of the Blazing Sun and perhaps move behind the Empire forces. But is it a little bit too little too late? I'm not sure, because the Bright Wizard has indeed been shattered. Marathi's still alive, and if Marathi's on the battlefield, there is always a chance. And the Bright Wizard has been completely slaughtered. This Manticore probably will survive. The other one is in a dangerous situation. However, Marathi targeting Marcus Wolfhart may force the Empire player's hand to disengage and hunt her down to try to save his favourite Marcus. The Silver Bullets are constantly hunting down at Marathi, and a beautiful Hunter Snare. Oh, that is so well placed. Silver Bullets need to get their guns out, though. It looks like they're just kind of vibing and chilling, like, oh yeah, Marcus has this. No, we need you. Start shooting into Marathi, and it looks like Huntsmen are trying to rain in some shots, but she's going to be able to escape. Very quick kind of thinking by Charax to escape instantly and capitalise there on a bit of a misplay from the Empire. Bleak Swords do drive into the heart of the Empire lines. More Huntsmen are running for their lives. These double Dread Spears have been forgotten. They need to start applying some pressure. Squadron Chariots doing a really good job. They're right into the thick of this infantry now. And the Ferromanticore actually terrifies away the Huntsmen. If they can snipe Marcus, the Dark Elves are in a really good position if we get some big more Soul Stealers as well. And that's a big if, because Marathi isn't looking too healthy. Now, the Silver Bullets are terrified. They're absolutely legging it. I do not blame them. If I was a but humble human instead of a duck facing down a Manticore, I would probably be doing the same. Of course, in duck form, I'd be able to take one, but Squadron Chariots do manage to scare off some Spearmen. We're going to get yet another Soul Stealer. This is a fat one, followed up by a thunderous charge from the Cold War Knights into the rear of all these spear units. A bucket ton of damage may force a load of breaks. Knights of Blazing Sun are terrified and shattered. Spearmen are starting to break, and Squadron Chariots are throwing caution to the wind and also slamming in. A massive fracture now in the state troops of the Empire. All of these Spearmen are terrified and running as we get a chain tear out. Marcus Wolfhart seems to have lost all his friends. Knights of the Blazing Sun are trying their best here to poke the bums of these Scourge Runners. However, 360 Dark Elf no-scoping has been a common thing with the Scourge Runners for quite some time, and it looks like the Knights of the Blazing Sun, much like many a foe before them, doth fall. Marcus is trying to flee once again. I mean, the Ferromanticore looked like it was going to die 5 years ago and has still somehow survived, and now it's going to get some revenge on Marcus. Lovely little net does pin all these Dark Elf forces and bay, although the Ferromanticore will once again get back up into the sky. But Marcus is still playing with the lion here, kind of tugging the tail of the Manticore, doing some nice shots into it and trying to run once more. Now, where is Marathi? She's healed up considerably, and I can't see the Dark Elves losing the game from here. There's a decent amount of Huntsmen rallying here in the trees. We actually have 3 units and some Spearmen to protect them. They can do some really nice damage to these Manticores, but there's not that much infantry left. And can Marcus survive? So Huntsmen unleash a couple of volleys. Looks like they're going after Marathi. Not a bad target. A little bit harder to hit than the Ferromanticores, unfortunately. And it looks like Marathi will get back up once more. And Marcus Wolfhart clean onto life right now. We have some Spearmen rallying. The Silver Bullets did come back as well, but good diligent play here by Charax. Just going to move them into combat on the Silver Bullets. He has to kill the Silver Bullets. They have such big burst damage. Got a decent resistance or pocket over here of Empire, just carving their way through Bleak Swords. And that's a lot of Huntsmen back online. If they can finish off these Manticores and Marathi, that would be a massive boon. And perhaps they'll be able to withdraw or endure like this amount of Dark Elves. But Marcus going down like this, Marathi, she knows what she wants, and she wants Marcus right now And down he goes. Marcus does indeed fall. Now, the Huntsmen look like they might be able to finish off this Pharaoh Manticore, but it is going to swoop down and get a glorious charge. Its brother is here as well. Both very low, but both alive. And, of course, they bring that fast, mobile terror to the battlefield. And the Dark Elves managed to cling on to victory. It looked really rough for them at the start of this battle. A beautiful bird in head by Dilatron looked to have kind of put them on the back foot massively. But out of nowhere, the Dark Elves managed to do it, and that is the power of Morathi here with 2,184 damage value and 130 kills, carrying the squad with those Manticores. Though I do think as well the Chariots did some pretty good work. The infantry did nothing special, nothing to really talk about damage value-wise. Skirmish Cav was mixed. I mean, one unit got 715 damage value, the others, just over 100, so not good. Common Knights, 332 and 1,042. 115 kills, not too shabby. Squadron and Chariots both got 1,000 damage value. Very powerful utility unit for the Dark Elves in general. Pharaoh Manticores, 820 and 580 value. Stayed alive a lot longer than I thought they would. As for Dilatron, I like his build quite a bit. Marcus Wolfheart, 1,495 damage value. I really think he considered the map with this build. The Bright Wizard getting only 510 value, but the problem was he couldn't protect against Morathi and the Double Manticores from sniping at his caster. And when he lost the caster, he was kind of struggling to deal with just the wave after wave of elves. The ranged units did pretty good. 796 damage value for the White Wolves. Huntsman just over 1,000, 825. Silver Bullets really struggled though, 369. I guess they couldn't get their line of kind of sight in properly. Knights Blazing Sun, 750 value and 1,211. Not shabby whatsoever. GG's. GG. Dilatron said, I didn't know you could go around like that. Yes, you can go through the swamps. And also through the map, apparently. So, it looks like a king does fall. A king does fall. Rubber Dub, Dubby, Rubber Ducky, you are fine and lucky that you're mine, Rubber Ducky. I'm awfully fond of you. Is that the song? Is that the song? What deployment box exactly? The Geralts. Oh man, cheese actually tastes really nice. We could do like if you get some like red Leicester, melt it on some toast, a little bit of bacon. Oh, I didn't grab red Leicester today. I've forgotten. Oh, I've got like loads of bacon and stuff and all that. Cool, Marspan is up. Sorry, I'm getting distracted by food already. And my life, I swear, revolves around just looking forward to my next meal. I'm a hungry duck. So, Dilatron had a good little run. He got his first victory, but unfortunately he does fall. So the reign of the king was brief, but pretty fun. And up next we have Charix, once again, as king, against Marspattern. I don't know if Marspatton's played yet. On stream before, so this could be a cool little event. Would be breaking the debut of Marspattern. Hey. So, Witchwood Hollow is the map. Witchwood Hollow is the map. The king to pick and ban 2. He cannot replay factions. Awesome. Looks like we may be getting to see some high elf action. I'm always excited when we get to see high elves in action for sure. That should allow for terror now. Oh yeah, like those Manticores started doing some pretty big terror and stuff towards the end. Oh no, we're getting a Wood Elf mirror match. Yeah, Witchwood Hollow's a pretty beastly sized map. It's actually not terribly uncompetitive. Yes, there's a lot of trees. There's one hill in the middle. It'd be really good. The only problem is there's this giant pulsing orb right in the middle of the map, and it kind of gets in the way of your camera, which can be a pretty tough win playing. But apart from that, the map's actually relatively balanced. I mean, both sides are dominated by trees, big hill in the middle, few shot blockers. It's a very busy map, but, you know, it's fine. It's fine. What's up, Human Boy? Yes, yes. How's it going, champ? Hope you're all good in the hood. Oh, you picked the whole song. Sorry, I only saw the back bit there. You've never seen Huntsman ROR in multiplayer. Sonic, you nearly gave me a heart attack. I was like, oh my god, you see Huntsman so often. But it's a real Human Boy. It is indeed. It is indeed. Human Boys do... Oh, Charix! The champ! Hard to decide choice of faction on a map like that. We'll have to wait and see. have to wait and see. It looks like he's torn between Wood Elves. He does have a Waywatcher as his picture, so I think maybe he's going Lizard Men, but I'm not sure. Looks like he's debating, figuring out his life possibilities. Hope you're doing good, Human Boy. Good to see you here. For those who don't know, Human Boy is indeed a content creator himself. I believe his YouTube name is just Human Boy, yes. Make sure to go check him out. There's a lot of kind of like fun tournaments with normally one or two like wacky traits to them. Like you can't use, I don't think he's done like you can't use combat units, but you know, that kind of thing, like you can't use magic or you can't use combat, or he was one of the guy behind the idea as well of the Khorne King of the Hill, the Tzeentch King of the Hill, the Nurgle King of the Hill, and all that kind of fun stuff. So really bringing quite a lot of life to multiplayer. So definitely go check him out. Looks like he's still debating. Are those whiskers? Hey, humans can technically have whiskers. That's what beards are, right? That's what beards are. So, Chax is indeed going to go Wood Elves. He's banning Tomb Kings and Bretonnia. Very surprised by the Tomb King ban. Like, very surprised. I actually think it's pretty good for Wood Elves. But, again, if it's a matchup you just don't like playing, then he might not like it. And we do get a Wood Elf mirror match here in the trees of Witchwood Hollow, which is very thematic. I feel like if one of them goes Drycha and one of them was like normal elves, this would actually be pretty thematic. What's up, Torox champ? I hope you're all good in the herd. We haven't seen Torox yet, but maybe we will. Hopefully we'll at some point. I'll be looking forward to it. If it's a pretty good Tomb King matchup versus Wood Elves? I don't know, man. I saw, like, was it Park Map, like, beat King of the Dead recently. Like, the Mass Chariot spam's okay. That's kind of, like, your best bet, is, like, the Mass Chariot. I think Elvish 20 stacks are really hard for Tomb Kings to deal with. Like, if you go traditional, like, yeah, I'm just going to bring... Actually, I mean, even full Kite's really good for the Wood Elves in that matchup. Like, triple Waywatcher, Waystalkers, Spellweaver up in the sky, and just Cav, no infantry, apart from the Waywatchers. You can just kind of pick apart Tomb Kings quite happily. Even, like, Chat Rush, like, Chariots just can't catch the Cav. Okay, I'll go Elves, and you go Spirit of the Trees. We'll have to see what these guys want to do. He must be a very old Human Boy. Ducky, he had a stream where he had to lose with every single faction. If he lost, he couldn't play that faction anymore. Stream lasted a mere 7 hours. Wait, what? So he was deliberately trying to lose. I feel like I could do that so easily. Just pick just range troops, take off fire at will, and just move into combat. Wood Elf Mirror, I don't know. Maybe Ice, maybe, I don't know. I mean, I've only really seen Wood Elves win it in recent memory in tournaments. But I don't know if I've seen it that often either, so yeah, I could be wrong. Could be wrong. I think it's the last, like, 3 or 4 times I've seen Wood Elves be victorious, but again, that's very isolated incidents. Awesome, awesome. I was in try to lose, so you have to try to... Oh my god, with every faction. I wasn't trying to lose. Oh, okay. Okay. Oh god, I might have to try and do that at some point. I don't know if to do it for 7,500 subscribers or 10,000 subscribers, but I'm contemplating buying a T-Rex costume and doing a Krotgar Plays Total War live stream for like a celebration stream where I play in a massive... You know those like gigantic dinosaur costumes where you can't see anything out of them? I'm playing in one of them. I don't know how well that would go with the mic. I just had to play until I did. Oh my god, Human Boy. That is... Were you playing fans or were you playing quick battles? Ready now. Cool. Looks like Mars is ready. Just wait on Chax. It's actually really fun. Ah. I feel like you could also do the reverse, like you play a faction till you win with it. And then move on. Oh, it's just... That sounds terrifying. What's up, Rusty? How's it going, man? Hope you're all good today. Glad to have you here, champ. We're doing some King of the Hill, but it's got a rather weird kind of added bit to the King of the Hill, where we're only playing on really unbalanced and crazy maps. Cool, I just received a replay from someone called Pancake. It was versus viewers or whoever was up for it. Nice. Zero kept coming in and slapping me. You need people like that. That's what I mean, like, quick battles, you never know who you're going to run into. So, particularly now that the beta's out, like, it's a real split on who's on what one. So yeah, I feel like you'd have to play against, like, viewers. Man, I might try that for, like, a big stream at some point. Human boy, if you don't mind me completely just stealing your idea. Live on stream as well. Stealing it in front of, like, a load of witnesses. With Ultra Final Darkness be played in this King of the Hill? I don't know, because I've actually got a load of replays with the Ultra of Darkness. I hate that map so much, but I might choose maps that I don't really know. So far we've done maps that I know relatively well. We might just start picking out some maps that we have no idea about as well. Quickly trademark it. That'd be fun. I don't even know what I would title that, like. Yeah, play with a faction. I don't know which way around to do it. Play until you win with a faction, or you play till you lose. I think playing till you lose would be easier, because the factions I'm garbage with will get through real quickly, which would be quite nice for me and probably for the viewers. So like we'd have like one Tomb King game, one Vampire Count game, and so on. And so on and so on. Maybe we'd do that like on Thursday or something. I did have an idea for... I'm going to be streaming Thursday, by the way, just putting it out there now. Streaming today, Thursday, maybe tomorrow. I am busy in the evening, so it'll be a bit of an earlier stream. Playing with every faction. I'm trying to think how long that would take me to lose with every faction. You say it took you 7 hours. That is a hefty stream. I could probably do it with a bit of a break in between as well. I bet you get a 10-win streak of your worst faction. Yeah, people could just, like, completely troll. Like, completely troll me. And it's like, oh, Ducky's playing with, like, vampire counts. Let's just deliberately throw, so he has to play with vampire counts over and over again. I think vampire counts are by far my least... They're my least favorite faction. Which is saying something, because I actually don't, like, hate them. I hate greenskins, but that's still just leftover PTSD and the way that they're currently played. Because greenskins can be really fun. I've got a good replay coming out soon, actually. I think sent in by Glorious Feeder, which is going to be... I'm excited for. Torx trying to learn Skaven now. Interesting, Torx. If you have any good replays, feel free to pop them over to me. I would play my first multiplayer game just to lose to you. Hey, Torx, you never know. You might just take me out. First time. First time. 24 games played, I think. We've already done Slangold for Poland. That was last game, I believe. That was Slangold, right? It was. Yes, this map's actually kind of low-key cool. There's a lot of, like, advantageous positions for sniping, a load of trees for sneaky stabbings. The main reason it's a little bit rough is because of this. Oh my god, you can see inside it, like the Eye of Sauron. So I guess it's just the Eye of... Not Dreicher, there's like a big crazy evil tree man as well. I can't remember what his name is. But it's basically him, like, viewing us. That's what I'm going to claim it is. Anyway, and it wouldn't be too big of a problem, but when you move around and you're trying to micro it, and this is the middle of the battlefield where, you know, most of the time battles take place relatively in the center of the map, this just gets in the way and can be a bit of a nightmare. Can be a tad of a nightmare. We wouldn't throw games just to have you play more. That doesn't sound like your community. Oh no, I don't know. I would meme at least once. Oh yeah, you've got to meme a little bit. Okay, well, we're prepared for that stream. Maybe we'll do it as, like, a landmark stream. So I don't know what our next landmark is. Maybe, like, 7,500 subscribers. We'll do that. And then for 10k, we'll do it in a T-Rex costume. Something like that could be fun. So I'm just zooming in here on my future. This is going to be me on that live stream. Just getting obliterated from all sides. Just destroyed from all sides. That'd be a really cool idea. That'd be a big fat stream, so I'll have to do a little bit of prep for it as well. And make sure I've got plenty of water and drink and food and all that kind of stuff. But it certainly would be exciting. Just waiting for the players to load in. what if certain maps people like struggle to load in on certain ones? Lovely little bit of mine. I probably wouldn't go down in this mine if I'm being perfectly honest with you. As, I don't know, there's a few warning signs. There's a few warning signs. And here we have the glorious Wood Elf versus Wood Elf fight. And looks like we have a load of trees on one side, led by Drycha. I love this. Very fun and thematic here today. So, for the forces of the elves, we do indeed have a Glade Lady, no doubt, rather than a Glade Lord. Oh, such a cool mount. Look at it. The Great Stag Mount. Didn't that branch rate just scream? The Great Stag Mount's really awesome. Coming in with Arrows of Kurnos as well, of course, as Prayer of Fnaf Raymond. This mount is just so badass. I love looking at all the models in this game. They are really cool. We have a load of Dryads as well, actually. So the elves are deploying quite... Oh, no, that's the enemy. Okay. The elves actually gone full elf. Okay, very thematic. So we have one branch race, which is kind of turned tailcoat and warn the elves of the coming rise of the trees. Bucket ton of Eternal Guard, double War Dancers with Azrai Spears, can be very good up against the large trees, and Deepwood Scouts, an insane amount of Deepwood Scouts. I do not believe these guys are Swift Shiver Shards, which is upsetting, but you know, it is what it is. We have the Wild Hunters of Kurnos and Glade Riders. These guys used to be probably my favourite model when I first started playing the game. They actually looked a little bit different than they do now, but yeah, the Wild Hunters of Kurnos are pretty badass. And with a little Waste Stalker. Cool build. I like it quite a bit. For the forces here of the Evil Trees, we do have triple Glade Riders in the back, who are going to be probably getting into a bit of Vanguard deployment as well, I'd assume. We do have a load of trees dotted through the front line in the form of Dryads. We have Drycha leading the battle line, coming in with Pendulum, Enfeebling Foe, and Melkov's Mystifying Miasma. A couple of Deepwood Scouts who will be out-traded because they are certainly outnumbered. We have Wild Hunters of Kurnos once again, so a bit of Kurnos versus Kurnos action. There's a little bit of lag, but oh no, it just was I don't know what the animation was, he was kind of nipping at his butt. More Glade Riders are High Pain Tips, Wild Riders, pretty cool stuff. Pretty cool stuff. Now, normally the meta here, I think, is a mixture of Eternal Guard, Dryads. Deepwood Scouts and Swift Shiver Shards are actually very good here as well because they kill all of the trees, which is why I'm a little disappointed we don't get to see them in action. But yeah, it's a real fun mirror match, actually. I actually enjoy it quite a bit. It's not a mirror match where both players just box or anything like that. It's aggressive, it's fast. If you make a mistake, it's kind of game over. And that's what you get for playing the Wood Elves in general. So Wood Elf versus Wood Elf is the ultimate kind of glass cannon play. Should be good. Should be good. Yeah, I need like a little mini fridge, Duros. 100%. I hope the Wood Elves win, says Mr. Spoon. I mean, you may get your wish. You may get your wish. Filled with Gamer Fuel Mountain Dew. Oh my god. Yeah, I see all those, sponsorships were like, hey, buy V8 fuel. That's what real gamers use, man. Did they? Oh, okay. There was a Kurnos seemed to like whip into the big pulsating orb and then it hit the Wild Hunters. That makes far more sense as a target. That looked like they were doing like a Rick and Morty and kind of charging in there to the portal. So Deepwood Scouts are going to start opening up on the Dryads, doing some okay damage here. Of course, the Deepwood Scouts. Oh man, I wish these were Swift Shiver Shards. They'd be so badass. They really do, honestly, delete Dryads quite comfortably. Drycha's also going to take a bit of a pounding. Now, the Waste Stalker, as well as the Glade Lady, can just kind of pound Drycha. She gets hit by a prey here and gets followed up with an Arrows of Kurnos straight to the face. We do get a summon, though, of the rather evil Dryads here, who are instantly going to push forward onto the Eternal Guard, looking just to overwhelm the Eternal Guard as quickly as possible. And that's something you would think Dryads would be relatively okay at doing. Drycha's just been sniped out, not having a good time. Glade Lady actually moves into hand-to-hand combat, a little bit risky. Drycha can actually punch relatively hard, plus we have Deepwood Scouts down here and Wild Riders moving up to support. So she needs to be very careful. Lovely use of Awakening Woods does come down the Dryads doing some okay damage. Cavalry is swarming right now. Eternal Guard, though, are hidden in the trees and actually holding back a lot of the Wild Riders and Glade Riders. So really nice uses there by Charix, who is, of course, the blue Wood Elves today. However, there's more Glade Riders coming on this left-hand flank. Eternal Guard are going to reposition, and the War Dancers are near. War Dancers are one of the most beautiful models in the entire game. These ladies will flip, twirl, and swirl their way to your doom. See that lady? She like full-on covered herself in and got absolutely punted. But she's alright. She's going to go up. It's merely a flesh wound, and War Dancers will eviscerate Glade Riders if they're allowed to stay in sustained combat. Now, the Deepwood Scouts have been well protected so far here by Charix and the Blue Wood Elves, despite a lot of cavalry pressure. His Wild Hunters are having a good fight as well. Wild Riders for Mars Pattern are engaged with War Dancers down here, which is really not going to suit them. Hidden amongst the trees doesn't really matter because Wild Riders, of course, do fight perfectly fine in trees. They are Wood Elves after all, but it looks like the War Dancers are actually going to fall back a little bit. Now, the Deepwood Scouts are starting to get some good value for Mars Patton. They are actually winning the range fight here up against the Deepwood Scouts, getting some good positioning, and Drydes and Drycha are also going to start overrunning the Deepwoods themselves. There's still a nice little pocket here, but one unit has indeed gone down. Waystalker going to continue to poke at Drycha, try to overwhelm her, though the Glade Riders can now push forward into the enemy back line. They've been focused down hard right now by the Deepwood Scouts, trying to take away that mobility, which could eventually overrun the Deepwood Scouts if Charax wasn't, aware of that. Looks like the Glade Lady is absolutely fine right now, just wants to sit back and chill. She had a scuffling combat, her moment in the limelight, but now I'm just going to use up all my ammunition and pick apart Drycha. It's the way to go. We still have some Glade Riders who can come back. We have a full health unit of Wild Riders who needs to get engaged in the combat. And just as I say that, they come streaming through the trees right now. And a lot of Charax's forces are trying to pull back to a more defensive position. Glade Riders are doing a good job up on the high ground, forcing off the Deepwood Scouts. And it looks like the Branch Wraith was actually breaking, but has just about managed to rally. Be very interesting to see if she can come back into the fold. The Waystalker has been hit by Melkov's Mr. Fun Miasma, slowing him down to allow Drycha to catch him and dish out the pain, but a lovely use here of Prevanov Raymer is probably going to be the end of Drycha. The Glade Lady just line up those fat bow shots. I'd love to see the War Dancers move over here into combat as well. Yes, they're not anti-large, but they'll easily chop down 500 HP in a matter of seconds. We get a Fat Earthblood go down on the Glade Lady, as well as some of the Eternal Guard, and I think the current king probably has this. His Deepwood Scouts are looking a lot more healthy now than the enemies, at least ammunition-wise, and he still has cavalry. Despite being overwhelmed by the number of enemy cavalry, he's used it really well and only used engagements where he guarantees the victory. World Hunters for Mars Patton aren't, unfortunately, in time to save Drycha. They will probably be able to finish off this Waystalker here, but there are War Dancers with Azrai Spears nearby, and they can certainly bring the pain. You can see, nice little jab there. They're going to do some pretty cool twirls, and it looks like the War Dancers are starting to certainly drag down those mighty stags who do fall from Grace. Banspag getting very close to armor losses right now. Wild Hunters of Kurnos once again do push in onto Deepwood Scouts, wavering and not having a good time. I really do think the War Dancer pick was quite a thing of beauty there. Woven Mist as well, giving them a nice little bit of resistance. Awesome stuff. That was a really fun game, actually. That was some really cool stuff. I just think the cavalry certainly had legs on it, but kind of so many Eternal Guard and War Dancers, it was hard to get the right engagements, and when you got just a couple of mistakes getting on top of the wrong War Dancer units at the wrong time, it kind of cost Mars Patton there. But a really good job by him, good push as well, driving all the way through, nearly finishing off a couple of the heroes here, but the ranged core certainly did good for Charax. 1.2k on the Glade Lady, 350 on the Branch Wraith, who really got hammered quite badly, and 1,000 damage value on the Waystalker. Just combining those two to kill Drycha did a good job indeed. Eternal Guard, not getting the most damage value across the board. I mean, 765 is not shabby. The War Dancers, though, 1,136 damage value. Beautiful work by them. The other unit as well, getting at 656. Now, the Deepwood Scouts did okay. Not the best damage value across the board. Nothing too crazy. The World Hunters of Kurnos did get 1,200 up against Mars Patton's only 940. And the cavalry for him, yeah, did not fare well. Did not fare well. Getting real low damage value across the board. His Deepwood Scouts performed better despite the fact being outnumbered 2 to 1. 685 and 619 damage value. And looks like 1,000 on Drycha, so not too shabby by her. But GG's. GG well played. Use your best faction, get stuck in a mirror match of it. It is true. It is true. I forgot Branch Wraith is Tree Spirit. Sad face. Yeah, you did bring a Tree Spirit, but it's fine. It's fine. So, let's update the scoreboard quickly. That is, Charax is up now 2-0. Let's see who's up after this. Boo, 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 boo. It should indeed be Mr. Complex Slayer, then Artisan Tech Priest, and Stormrunner and Wicked D. So, Mr. Complex Slayer, it is your time to shine. Complex, you are up. Password 123. Oh, thank you so much, Rusty, for the replay, bud. If you could also drop it in my Discord replay section, that'd be really useful. I'll definitely look into that one. And is it on beta or off beta? I assume it's on beta, but we'll just ask just in case. Cool. So let's change the name on the right to Complex. I think Complex has played on the channel before. Maybe just quite some time ago. Let's go Complex. Buff up the name. And there we go. And our king is currently the longest running king. I'm doing a good job, and Complex is here. Hey. Cavalry seems to be beater. See what I did there? Love it, wicked. Love it. Cavalry does seem pretty decent. Hopefully they fixed the bug that was going on with infantry. I haven't tried it yet, where units like Bestigors were losing to like state troops because they rely on their charge bonus, and their charge bonus basically just wasn't working. So hopefully it's fixed. Hopefully it's fixed. Indeed, indeed. Just came to Quack and dropped some breadcrumbs. Quack, quack. What's up, Nafis? Hope you're all good. Long time no see. Hope you're all good today. Aldelmo as well. GG's. GG's indeed. Love how the table might play map list is basically just a quick battles list. I mean, there's a lot of bad maps and good maps. Oh, hang on a sec. Let me get up the list so I can pick the map. I haven't picked the map yet. Raptor, where is your glorious list of maps? The next map we're going to do is... Let's go for one I've not heard of before. I'm trying to choose one which isn't a Wood Elf one. The Broken Land is what we're doing. The Broken Land. Oh no. Oh no, not that one. Not that one. That's too many trees even for me. Oh, I feel like all of these are going to be mass trees. Okay, let's go... Oh, okay, this is the map. This is the map, it looks beautiful. It looks glorious, yeah, it's Arnheim. This map actually looks kind of cool, low-key. Low-key looks kind of cool. Low-key looks very cool. Who is the forest willing it to more? Yeah, this is going to be the problem. GG's. Oh, thank you so much, Torx the Brospel. You're so generous, man. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much there for the $9.99 funding for Torx Bestigors. Hopefully we'll get some Beastmen in action today. We haven't had them yet. They're actually a pretty good like first pick and so forth. I think I've seen Charax play Beastmen before, and if he keeps going as king, obviously he'll work his way to them as well. And hopefully we get some glorious Bestigors in action just for you, man. Just for you. If we run out of people at the end, I'll hop in and play a Torx Bestigor build. Thank you, dude. Honestly, it's so appreciated. You're always a pleasure to have here in the chat. Can I repeat ban? Yup. You can repeat ban, but just never play a faction twice. I'm just never play a faction twice. Oh, gods. This map's deployment zones are very fun. Oh no, Raptor. I feel like one's going to be like up here on the high ground, and the other's going to be down here on the low ground or something. I can see that happening. Or unless they're right next to each other. Is there any maps where the deployment zone is like a meter away from each other? If so, please let me know and we'll do one of those as well. So, I do know that Charax loves his elves. He's played with elves, so we could well see high elves. I believe Complex mains Tomb Kings, and I could be completely wrong about that. He is a member of Sons of the Mountain, however. So I'm sure he's well versed in the art of the Dowie warfare as well. If you guys are enjoying, by the way, make sure to leave a thumbs up and all that good standard YouTubey stuff. I should just say that now and again. It's been good fun. I've enjoyed this quite a bit. We've seen some cool maps and some relatively competitive games. I think it does make players think a little bit outside their comfort zone, and that's something I'm all for. I'm all for it. But we'll have to think of something else to do in the next King of the Hill. I haven't done King of the Hills in quite some time, but they are good fun. I kind of do stages of them, like I'll do a load of King of the Hills and I won't do too many. Same with the Come At Me Bros. I'll probably have a vote to see what we're going to do on Thursday. I do have an idea as well. I don't know if people are going to like my idea, but I'll leave that to the time for the reveal. Wait, what? Hammond says, Bestigors are just Kislev men called Igor? They're the best Igors. Change my mind. I mean, the best men of Kislev do fight for the Beastmen. They fight for Taurox. They fight for power. So I can certainly see that being true. Charax is going to be bringing the High Elves banning Bretonnia and Lizardmen, two very good bans. Bretonnia is very nasty against High Elves. Lizardmen, likewise, can be a real struggle. You have very few options. I do, however, have a really cool replay, which was going to come out today. I don't know if it's going to drop today now, because I already dropped a small little fun video as well. I don't want YouTube just to swallow it up. So I'd probably jump tomorrow instead. A really fun Lizardmen versus High Elf game from the Phoenix King, which I'm very excited to bring to you guys, because it is a ridiculous game with some insane values on some very popular units. So that should be good fun. Complex is considering his life options right now. What's up, Grombrindle, the absolute Chad? Hope you're doing good, champion. For those who don't know, we have a sad loss recently on my Discord. The duck bot has stopped working and we're not sure why. We're trying to get it to work again. And until that time, Grombrindle has stepped up as the duck bot. So if you press the normal way to get the duck bot to make a duck appear, you'd press exclamation mark duck or quack and a duck would appear. If you at Grombrindle, he's been going around placing ducks underneath them as well. It's really quite funny. It's really quite great. Complex going greenskins. Cool. This is going to be a good fun one. I think I've seen Complex play greenskins before, so it's not hugely surprising. Yeah, maybe we should find... Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Maybe we should get just maps which have hills in the middle. So we've got Witchwood Hollow, we've got Alpine Ridge, that I can think off the top of my head. We'll have to think of some more, so like maps with the hills in the middle, and then do a King of the Hill, and that's like all the maps. That could be kind of cool. That'd be kind of cool for sure. Torox the Brass Duck. Torox the Brass Duck definitely does quack. It is true. That'd be a very loud, booming quack. Have you tried praying to the Duckbot's machine spirit? Not yet, Swiss Pikeman. I'm actually, I've ordered a couple of tech priests. They're going to be coming around to just check up on the Duckbot and see what goes down. I have got Poison Ducky on standby. He's trying to figure it out. He's the one who implemented the bot in the first place. Who's a really cool guy, by the way. Poison Ducky. If you ever see him in quick battles, always give him a little quack and a little hello. The old Tour of Ultimate Darkness is... Oh my god. Oh, do people really want the old... Oh, as a hill map. Yes. Yes, you're right. So, let's write this down. We have Alpine Ridge. We have the Witchwood Hollow. I think that's its name. And we have Altar of Ultimate Darkness. That's 3 already. And I bet you there's some that we just never play because they're not on quick battle rotation. Chadix did indeed win the Mirror Human Boy. Yes, yes. He did a pretty fantastic job. Human Boy, while you're there, I'm just going to do something super quickly. Bam. Cool. Not going to say anything. Not going to say anything, Human Boy. You just might start feeling different all of a sudden. The whole, like, Mr. Stark, I don't feel so good type thing. You'll see, you'll see. Yeah, so Duckbot works if you do, like, some weird stuff, but it only works with some, like, real weird stuff right now, so I'm just checking my Discord there. If anyone does want to join my Discord, by the way, if anyone does want to join my Discord, feel free to join. There's a link down below in the description. Honestly, Torox like sweetbread. Oh, like ice buns and stuff, Torox? If so, that's very good. Yeah, RTK doing good, man. Chax has put on a show today. Good, good. Will be funny. Oh, I'm looking forward to this build from Charax. Very much so. I thought he was going to go Beastmen as well at one point, because he did whip out the Torox faction. But we'll have to see. We'll try and coax him that way, Torox, see if we can get some best score action going on. I really want an ice bun so badly. But, like, so I live above a bakery, and we've got a little bit of beef with them right now. Me and my housemates aren't the biggest fans of them. They were a little bit rude about some stuff. Because obviously, like, our front door's, like, near their back door and stuff. So we've refused to start... We used to shop there all the time, buy, like, fresh bread and stuff in the morning. It was great. We've gone on strike, and we've, like, refused to buy from there. And I must admit, I am craving ice buns. He's blue, Abadi, Abadi. Oh, what a banger, Joris. What a banger. That takes me back to when I was a kid. Tiger Bread's also bangs, by the way. Tiger Bread's really good. I don't know if, like, everyone knows about Tiger Bread, because in some places they call it, like, zebra bread, or, like, something else bread, just because, I don't know why they do that. They, like, switch up on, like, giraffe bread. But it's so good. Or cheesy Tiger Bread. Oh, when it's, like, warmed up. Okay, looks like Complex is just considering his life options right now. Building his build. We've still got about an hour and 45 to go, so we should hopefully get through our list. Up next, just make sure you are ready. Let me take a quick look. I believe it is Tech Priest. Yeah, so Tech Priest after this, Stormrunner and Wicked D. Make sure you boys are ready to rumble and bring the memes and the carnage. You have no idea what Tiger Bread is? Oh my god. Yeah, bakery drama. It's crazy. Yeah, Tiger Bread, bro. It's like, it's not crusty bread. It's like an extra level of crust on top. If you type it in, you'll see. You'll see. It's amazing. It's so good. Tiger Bread is for little kids here. Tiger Bread is for the strong. It is so good. Seeded bread, poppy seed bread. That bangs. Ready, good luck, have fun? Awesome, let's do it. What's the bread you warm up a little bit? And you like dip it in stuff. Not sourdough bread. Oh no, what's it called? It's so good. Brioche. Like brioche bread. Brioche bread's very nice as well. Sounds like deep fried bread. You know you can like deep fry basically anything. You can basically deep fry anything. You can deep fry ice cream. Oh, it's this map! Oh, this is cool. Look at this. Like, we don't, like, it's such a shame. Look, all the artwork put into this map and no one ever gets to play on it. I mean, you're doing campaign, right? And, I mean, the majority of players do play campaign. I know, like, the my player scene is something we're trying to grow more and more. But, like, for the majority, like, 90% of people just play campaign. So I guess they get to witness these glorious maps. But we don't. So this is kind of fun to see it in action. I'm assuming both players are just going to take the high ground. We'll have to see how it goes. But anyway, for Charax, our current king, all bow. He's performing pretty good so far today. We do indeed have a load of rangers. So 1, 2, 3, 4 rangers. Should be able to slice and dice many gobbo to pieces. We have Silver Helms as well. Oh my god, it's like the ride of the Silver Helms. A couple of Leon Reavers in the back, but Silver Helms are really underutilized cavalry. They can do some pretty decent work. 90 armor with bronze shields isn't terrible. So we have, yeah, 3 Silver Helms along the line. Up in the sky, it is an Archmage Metal with, oh, Seer and Doom, Plague of Rust, as well as Final Transmutation. Cool to see more than just Final Transmutation being brought. And then it's Shadow Warrior Kite. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is a good idea on this map. It's a rather long map, though it's not hugely wide, and you can just kite and drag your enemy back. For the forces of the Green Boys here, and Mr. Complex Slayer himself, coming in with gobbos. So lots of gobbos, lots of lads, lots of the boys coming in today, just dotted all the way along. So nice, cheap, cheerful, which is going to be pretty good at just absorbing Shadow Warrior damage here. We have some Orc Boar Boys as well. 1, 2 units. We have a Giant Ritual Hag and more goblins in the back left. Giant Ritual Hag is coming in with the aspect of the Dread Knight, I believe. Yeah, I got it right this time. And Spirit Leech. And we have Grunt Paunch coming in, of course, with all his abilities. A couple more boys on the side, Orc Boar Boys that is, and a load of Skirmish Cav in the form of Forest Goblin, Spider Rider Archers, and Death Creepers and Morgos Magi Marauders. And a real interesting choice here, we have a Goblin Rock Lobber, and it's taken to the high ground, which is going to be pretty cool. That's going to force the Elves out of their defensive formation. I don't think we can see the range on it right now. 400, I don't think it's going to be, no, it won't be in range yet. It's quite a long map, but they can certainly push up here and sit on top of this ledge and kind of shoot down upon the enemy. I think that'd be pretty good use, Yeah, that map is beautiful, but not for professional multiplayer play, 100%. Nice map, yeah. It's a pretty cool looking map, for sure. Yeah, Charax loves his Shadow Warriors. I mean, he's a Wood Elf player as well, so it makes sense. This map looks sick, 100%. Do I know what Mexican concha spread is? I don't think so. Does tacos count as a form of bread? I know it doesn't, but tacos are amazing. I'm going to cook them tomorrow now that I thought about it. They're so good. I don't think I've got enough time to go to the shop after this to get some. Anyway, back to the battle. So I think that my foods might as well just be like Warhammer and food streams. It's just discussing food, and then we go into battle. That's like all we do. So the Doom Diver is, or the Golden Rock Lobber, is yet to fire. So it will unfortunately be a little bit out of range. You can see the Archmage is pushing forward, likewise are the Shadow Warriors. Silver Helms bounding across the open play as the Rangers do form a line. And this is really nice for the Shadow Warriors. At the moment, Complex has to get super mega aggressive and just push these guys back. I mean, he can try to absorb the damage. They don't have the best targets, but if he's allowed to soften up this front line, Silver Helms have an absolute field day just cycle charging it to Doom. And Shadow Warriors are in a good position. So we do have some cavalry moving up over the high ground here in the form of the Skirmish Cav, and a couple of the Boar Boys, including actually the Broken Tusker Mob, a unit I didn't realise we had on display here today. They got a pretty cool colour scheme. I like the little ramming horns they have on their lads. Is that new? Did that come with like one of the latest DLCs or something? I don't remember them looking that cool. Siren Doom does come down here on top of the Goblin Rock Lobber. It looks like Complex tried to juke and push forward, and he has kept all the artillery pieces nice and alive. And the Shadow Warriors will start to unleash shots relatively soon. They're actually being pushed back at the moment. We do have the Forest Goblin Spider Rider archers lurking in the trees, going to be exchanging shots, and that's going to go pretty good for the Spider Riders, I'd think. They can juke a little bit easier and hide, of course, amongst the foliage. We do get a fat Spirit Lich go down the Archmage. There's no healing today from the forces of the High Elves, so any damage is good damage. And the Skirmish Cav is whipping up and around the wings right now, looking to bring some pressure to the Archmage. Now, Charax needs to be really careful. This Skirmish Cav could easily float down, go into combat with the Shadow Warriors to tie them up, and that buy time for the Orc Boys to hop on them and really start dishing out the pain. It looks like right now, though, they're going after the Archmage. Good little bit of micro by Complex, avoiding the Shadow Warrior returning shots. Now, the Trebuchet is going for a long walk. It should probably move along the top still and just be supported by like one unit of boys or something, because that'll fend off the Archmage, I'd think. But it looks like it's coming all the way back round. But that could just be a path issue. Of course, this map, I'm sure, is going to have a bucket ton of path issues. Orc Boys are approaching. Allure and Reavers are going to charge into the front line onto the Orc Boys. A lovely little Lantern charge, taking basically no damage on the approach there and pushing over almost every single Orc Boy model. None of them were, braced, unable to stay up on that ground. I'm excited to see how bracing works now that it has been improved. I haven't actually been on the Cav Beta for too long yet. I've only switched over in the last couple of days because I've been a little bit busy. The Reavers and Silverhelms are reaving well and truly along the battle lines. Orc Boar Boys do a nice little bit of a counter charge though, and bring some pain at least back to the Silverhelms. We're also going to see a big fat, probably Final Transmutation come down here. Will the Orc Boys escape? It looks like they do not. A lot of them got caught. One unit managed to pull back, but another one got hit. A load of Gobbos got hit as well. That's not going to be doing the most value, but hey, it's good damage at the end of the day. The Giant Ritual Hag, as well as Grom the Paunch, trying to get in there. They're actually carving down a decent amount of Silverhelm models now. The Skirmish Cav is unleashing shot after shot, and the Orc Boys are starting to surround the Silverhelms with the Broken Tusk Mob as well, doing some pretty decent work there. They need to fall back and really try to deal with the enemy Skirmish Cav. Now, we do have the Broken Tusk Mob do a lovely downhill charge into the Silverhelms. See how well these boys do. Up to 10 kills already. Silverhelm's not having a good day. This could just be a dead unit of Silverhelms off the rip. Morgrub's Magi Marauders, as well as the Death Creepers, are starting to return back to the battlefield. Silverhelm's done a good job so far. Grom the Paunch is very healthy, though, as is the Giant Ritual Hag. And the poor Archmage has been hit by quite a few Spirit Leeches right now. Shadow Warriors are all super healthy ammunition-wise. They really need to start pinning down this cavalry, I think, and to whittle it down, because the cavalry is going to be quite good against everything. And lovely target priority. Look at these arrows rain down and bathe the Orc Boar Boys in blood and death, catching 2 units in one go. Now, is the Rock Lobber online yet? It is firing up to 3 whole kills, so it is shooting. Greenskins could actually do a little bit of withdrawal here if they don't think they're going to be able to push through the Shadow Warriors and fall back to that defensive little format. Giant Ritual Hag is attempting to be sniped out right now. Only 50 armor does mean it is relatively susceptible to range pressure, despite the fact it has regeneration. Orc Boys are trying their best up against the Rangers. Rangers will get some pretty solid work done here. Look at the Orc Boys go there. They're such lads. They're such, just ballers hopping in here and trying their little hardest. Lovely snipe attempt here by Charax. Unfortunately, his Archmage likewise gets hit by a Spirit Leech. We can see some horrible friendly fire as well if a volley is about to come in right now. And a volley does come in. This is so risky. The Archmage... Oh no, it looks like the shot's completely switched over to Grom the Paunch. Aspect of the Dread Knight does go down on the lad though, so he now causes terror, which is quite nice. And looks like the Terror, though, wasn't really likely to go down there, unfortunately. So not kind of like the best usage all round. Silverhelms are getting caught out now by quite a few cavalry still left in the game. Bounce power's very even. Lovely Final Transmutation is going to go down on all these cav models, but not before they kill the Silverhelms there. And, it was only a basic Final Transmutation, not an overcast one this time. Forest Goblin Spider Rider Archers continue to pepper and poke down at the Archmage as more Orc Boar Boys do grind their way through Reavers. We still have 1 unit of healthy Reavers down here, or relatively healthy, I should say, for the late game, and all the Shadow Warriors. But the Shadow Warriors could struggle against all this cavalry. It's really going to come down to, can he pressure at the right time, and is Complex going to throw all of his units at the wall, which he needs to do. Goblin Rocklobber is moving up once again. It still has a load of ammunition. Unfortunately for him, Giant Ritual Hag has shattered. That is a massive blow. Not only did it have so much healing cap left, he relied on those Spirit Leeches to force the hand of the Archmage. Now the Archmage doesn't have to engage any time, basically. Orc boys are getting beaten back by the Silver Helms, who have done a pretty upstanding job today. The Rangers have carved their way through a decent amount of infantry. We do have some rallied Orc boys coming back. Death Creepers and Morgos Main Marauders can bring the pain to a lot of the key targets here. And some Gobbos are trying to force their way into the Shadow Warriors. But, of course, Sharak's a Wood Elf main and High Elf main, I think, knows how to defend his back line. The Lyrium Reavers, Archmage, come back here, get rid of the Gobbos, and just get some free, beautiful value. I say free, the Forest Goblin Spider Riders are actually doing some decent damage to the Archmage over the course of the battle, and that Goblin Rocklobber still has so much ammunition left. Grom the Paunch is going to slice and dice his way through a couple of Rangers who get forced back there. He's pretty much going to be on full health, but probably before the end of the battle because of that regeneration, and the Shadow Warriors are quite out of the fight at the moment. Cavalry is starting to dwindle a little bit for the Greenskins. We have a load of Skirmish Cav. Broken Tusk Mob have been very impressed with these guys so far. They look so cool. I don't know why I didn't notice they looked this badass before. Maybe it's... Oh, no, they're not in a separate colour scheme. This is just the Greenskins. A little bit of lag. Unfortunately, been a little bit of lag, like tiny bit all day, so it might be just because Chax has been in the lobby and we might have a bit of poor connection to him. Up to 866 damage value, not amazing, but they've done a solid job all round. Spiders are wasting shots though into Rangers, which is a bit of a mistake. But the Greenskins can sit back and be defensive right now and buy time for this Goblin Rocklobber just to finish off Silver Helms, finish off Rangers, do a decent amount of work, and push the Shadow Warriors forward. Balance of Power currently does indeed like the High Elves, but not by much whatsoever. It's a more sugary form of tiger bread, and there's a sugar paste bait on the top. That sounds awfully lot like an ice bun or something. That sounds really nice. Dr. Jellyfish. This is a very, very Falcon build. Very Falcon build. I need to do a one build battle royale tournament. Maybe I'll do a vote on the channel under the communities tab what people want to see on Thursday for a stream. Like I do a come at me bro, or we'll do a one build battle royale or something, or like a flash tournament. Who knows? Anyway, Shadow Warriors are moving back, so there's a bit of a lull in the battle here. Of course, Greenskin's going to sit back and buy time for the Rocklobber to do some damage. It's unintentionally hitting Shadow Warriors here, which is good news for him, but also in pretty decent damage here to the Rangers. Wouldn't mind him tying down the Reavers, but I suppose he's got enough cavalry probably to help deal with the Reavers and pin them in place. You can see Silver Helms are going to come in with a... No, they actually have a midlife crisis just as they're about to launch into the Gobbos, and that's going to allow the Gobbos to charge them back. Silver Helms, one of those cavalry, which really do rely quite heavily on their relatively juicy charge bonus there of 62. Shadow Warriors are pouring shots in, aiming at the Broken Tusk Mob. Really good target. However, the Tusk Mob will be able to engage in combat through the hail of arrows, and will most likely be able to kill these Illyrian Reavers in time, although the Archmage has landed as well. Yeah, the Reavers are getting real pelted right now. Death Creepers are firing in at the Archmage. Morgos Main Marauders are unfortunately out of ammunition. Are going to charge in, do some nice work. We are going to get a big fat Serum Doom come down onto the Morgos Main Marauders. Archmage is starting to get a little danger alone. If Grom can come in and pressure her, this battle could really flip on its head quite quickly, and Balance Power is actually in favour now of the Greenies as the Goblin Rocklobber rains shot after shot into the enemy, and the Shadow Warriors are running so low on ammunition, or not, I mean, they got some, but nowhere near as high as they were before, and the Archmage is getting, bam, slapped upside the head. Grom the Paunch comes in, and if she falls here, this is really bad news. Now, the Broken Tusk Mob have been finished off. Death Creepers need to follow. They need to follow the Archmage right here. No, they're out of ammo. They're out of ammo. Archmage may be able to come back, but Forest Goblin Spider Riders can push over there. You can see the lads are starting to put pressure onto the Shadow Warriors. There's some Silver Helms who can come back. That Goblin Rocklobber, the tactical reserve, may be in a little bit of threat now. There are some Rangers starting to push it who have rallied. This is a cheeky little play by Charax, and I'm all about the cheeky little plays. This is pretty good stuff if you can shut this down. The Archmage is going the scenic route, flying up and over the mountains, down to -8 leadership though, and really low HP. I'm not sure if they will be coming back. Now, the Spiders are actually baiting out shots right now, kind of just absorbing and falling back. They do have regeneration, of course. There's some Silver Helms nearby. The Rocklobber just needs to be protected. These guys need to drop their artillery piece and leg it, because if they get shot down by the Rangers, that'd be a massive turning point in the battle. I think Grom being so healthy, it won't matter, but this could prove really pivotal. Lovely play by Charax, refusing to give up. and hunt down the rock lobber, and I believe the mage has indeed rallied up in the skies. Armor of Stars is going to be popped, giving her Stalk and Unspotable. We'll have to see if Complex spotted where she was and hounds her down. It looks like he knows exactly where she is. Archers are starting to fly in, and once again she breaks. Chak's nearly bringing this game back, but I do believe with Grom so healthy, and when the Shadow Warriors run out of ammunition, Army Loss is going to get very, very close now. Chak's is getting the targets he can, finish up these Orc boys. Some of his warriors are out of ammunition, and the Goblin Rock Lobber is just applying so much pressure, and this should allow Complex to dictate the play from now on. It looks like once again the mage somehow rallies, but the Forest Golem Spider-Red Archers straight away on her, and one volley comes in, and it looks like she has indeed shattered this time and gone off for good. Green Boy is doing proud. Complex picked up a very good scrap so far against a seasoned player, and it looks like Complex Slayer will be able to take that one. The boys are ready, the boys are here, and the boys are victorious. Well played to Master Complex. I believe it's Tech Priest up next, followed by Storm, so that should be some good competitors for him. Absolutely legendary stuff. So the Archmage, 1,450 damage value, 128 kills, some really good work, although there's a lot of pressure on him from the Spirit Leech spam from the Giant Ritual Hag. As for the Shadow Warriors, 750, 870, 655, 764, and 598 damage value. Not the best, didn't have too many fantastic targets, really, because, home to clear out the chaff with the cavalry, who did okay. I mean, 1,300 value on a Silver Helm unit is good, but the others, a little bit more respectable. 750 and so forth. As for Complex, really good job. The Goblin Rock Lobber kind of coming in and applying pressure in the late game. Didn't get much damage value, but allowed him to dictate the play a little bit better. As for the Skirmish Cav, 600 damage value, 425, 370, and 248 was pretty good. Broken Tusmob, very impressed with the lad today. Nearly 100 kills, 966 damage value. The other cavalry, 585, 365, and 426. The lads across the board did okay. Kind of in the mid, you've got some 400s, got some 700s in there, that kind of a ballpark of range. Gobbos didn't do anything crazy. 1,000 damage value on the Giant Ritual Hag, despite being sniped, and only 800 in Grom. But it really was a matter of, right, kill the cavalry and then let our opponent kill himself by running out of ammunition. We've got so many lads. But GG's. GG well played. Awesome game. Awesome game. So, let's look up the next map we're going to do. Let's pop back to Mr. Raptor's messages. And let us go for the Lost Idols. Unless it's too, tree covered, we'll have to see. Oh, what's the Lost Vault? Oh, that sounds so cool. Alright, we're just going to go for the Lost Vault. We'll do the Lost Idols afterwards. What is the Lost Idols? Oh, that map looks pretty terrible, but we'll do Lost Vault, then Lost Idols. This map looks beautiful. Beautiful from the picture. Map is set. Mr. Complex to pick and ban 2. Also, hello Tech. Go on. Cool, let's update the scoreboard while we wait in this downtime. So Charax, I'm going to write this down, is the current leader today though. He got an impressive 2 victories, which honestly is no small feat. He's up against some pretty tough players. So I'm going to pop that down to 0. And change that text. We're just going to go for Tech today. Tech, actually we'll be able to fit in Priest. We can fit in Priest. He reminds me of the Bad Batch guy now with Tech in the name. And we can update the scores. So Complex is up 1. Boop. There we go. Obviously been putting some practice in with the Sons of the Mountain, and it's been coming off pretty good. The Lost Vault is the map. Yes, yeah, sorry, I missed so many guys in chat. Would a character like Gelt do more damage if found transmutation than Archmage and Metal? No, the magic's the... Oh yeah, Storm kind of answered underneath. The caster doesn't matter on what the actual spell is. This map is too glorious, it's breaking the game. All these maps are so beautiful. Quack, what's up, Mr. Mick Rightface? Hope you're all good today. Yeah, the mage got a little cocky, didn't he? He kind of dived in there. The power of the mountain wins. Grombrindle, your boy! Yeah, your little son's the mountain boy did some good work. That was a wild game. That was a wild game. GG's well played indeed. This map like a representation of King of the Hill title. Yeah, that map had a hill as well. That map was pretty damn badass. The Lost Idols. One player starts on a big hill with 4 sides unpassable. Lost Vault, new Fork map. Okay, well, we'll try the Lost Vault. We can pop into Lost Idols afterwards. Should be better, but was good. Charax, you played really good, man. You played really good, honestly. Getting 2 wins is no joke. You took down some tough competitors. Your first game up against Ice was very impressive as well. And so was the second one, actually. I like to see a Siege... Wait, was it? No. You didn't beat Ice. You beat the guy who beat Ice. Sorry. Getting confused. I like to see a Siege King of the Hill in remembrance of Warhammer 2 Sieges being reworked in 3. I'm so excited for the rework in 3. Which, by the way, like, I'm so conflicted, guys. I was going to make a video on this. I don't know if people want me to. It's not the type of content I normally like to make. I'm a little, like, annoyed with so many people. There's a lot of, like, scaremongering going on at the moment, and people making videos with deliberately scaremongering content and ignoring stuff that I know they know, like, deliberately withholding information to make, like, scaremongering videos for Total Warhammer 3, and it's really frustrating. So I nearly made a video on it, not about, like, specific people, but just like the situation where Crev Assembly getting a bit of backlash right now, and people are freaking out about stuff for literally zero reason, despite this being the same marketing campaign they've been doing the entire time, and I believe very similar to what they did for Total Warhammer 1. Because Total Warhammer 3 is going to be obviously introducing a load of factions no one has any clue about. So the idea of doing a breakdown of every single faction, cinematic trailer, doing the exact same thing they did with Khorne and Tzeentch, and where people are like, oh, they're not showing any gameplay. They are. You just, you don't watch them. But, there's, like, spells and stuff in there. I understand people haven't seen, like, a set battle, but after they reveal all the Cathay stuff and Tzeentch stuff, we'll probably get some more gameplay, just like they did earlier on, where they showed off the new game mode with Khorne and Kislev. So I fully expect them to show off some gameplay after they've done the Tzeentch reveal, as well as the Cathay reveal, which they're currently doing. But yeah. Ducky, see the Golden Tributes map. Okay, we can try that after. Golden Tributes, let's write that down. I've definitely heard of that map, and I've definitely played on it before. There's one map, which I can't remember what it is, but it's awesome. And it's got, like, pools, like a Lizardmen. It's like a Lizardmen temple. I think it's a Lord Croak map, and it's got, like, pools alongside it. Title should be changed, renamed to Awesome Maps. It probably should, because I've been loving these maps. I really have. Grombrindle rejoices when his clans get little victories. Oh, for sure, man. For sure, you got to. You got to do your thing. Kazakit Heart. Oh my god, we are getting Beastmen. So Torx may eventually get his wish here with you mad lad. Tech Priest counterpicking himself with the dwarfs, trying to perhaps show Complex that he himself is the true son of the mountain. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. Being in Sons of the Mountain, I'm assuming Complex has played against a lot of dwarfs, so he should be well versed in this. He should be well versed. And the map may suit Artisan Tech Priest if he can find a defensive pocket here. I'm not sure. It looks like he's ready, so he's got a build prepared. He has a build prepared for sure. He knows what's up. Let's have a little sip of our drink. Yeah, Lawmaster Sotek's video is why I didn't make a video, Fimo. He put out a video which, yeah, was basically talking a bit of sense. It got a load of dislikes though as well, like, people, like to be angry and so forth. I completely understand. I completely understand people's frustrations. Everyone does have frustrations. I'm not saying, like, hey, you shouldn't be frustrated, or, like, it's unacceptable to be frustrated and stuff. I'm not really mad at people, like, being frustrated. I'm more mad at, people doing misguided and misleading information deliberately, which a lot of people are doing. To make controversy, and also people like attacking people who work at like Crev Assembly and stuff. Like if you're like complaining about a company, that is absolutely fine and completely cool. And there's certain stuff that like Crev Assembly do that I don't agree with, and I'll just say it. I can't remember what it was the last one on. I can't remember what it was. It was a while ago. for like, for example, like the wait, I think, between the corn reveal and then the announcement that it was going to get delayed, which I kind of understand, like in hindsight, because they didn't know they were going to delay the game and so forth, is like fine. But like if you start like attacking people on forums and stuff, like personally, it's not good enough. Oh yeah, there's a load of games. I mean, you just don't know, that's the thing, right? Missed the end of that. Did Grom just solo the entire army like usual? No, Grom barely fought Ice Power. The Archmage got a little bit greedy and bomb dived in. Grom helped pin her in, but she got dragged down. And Complex was basically just slowly falling back to his Goblobber. Give me a moment, don't know what to choose. That's fine. You can take your time. Yeah, oh, I 100%, yeah. I understand all skepticism towards any release of any movie, any music, any bit of entertainment. But yeah, when people like personally attack or personally mislead to cause drama, like that's where I'm like, well, yeah, I nearly made a video on it, but I don't really do that type of content. I was very tempted to, but I stopped myself because it's all a bit stupid. And like, I understand, I'm worried for Warhammer 3 as well. If Warhammer 3 flops, like, my channel is based around Total Warhammer, so that'll be a struggle for me as well, like financially as well as like my enjoyment as a fan. Like I've been so excited for this game, but being like unnecessarily like skeptical and stuff's just, I don't know. I don't think it's worth it. I don't think it's worth stressing yourself out over these type of things. Like at the end of the day, it is just a game, so we'll see how it comes. But I'm very excited. I'm very excited. Particularly from what I've seen so far, actually looks pretty promising. I'm a big fan of a lot of the units. Some of the magic is very interesting from what we've seen. I love the little Earthbenders from Cathay. They've probably been my favourite reveal so far. I need to relive my hype for Kislev and go back and watch those cinematic trailers. The first trailer was so cool, and some of the soundtrack in it. If anyone watched Sharp, which I don't know if that came out in the 90s, like late 90s, early 2000s. It's a TV show with Sean Bean as the lead. And it's set in the Napoleonic Wars, based off a book by Bernard Cornwell, or a series of books. Fantastic writer. I'm reading his Last Kingdom books at the moment, which is like historic fiction, which is really good. And that soundtrack, like the opening to Sharp, or Sharp's tune, like the end of the trailer has like some very similar strings. I don't know how to describe it. You could always just slide right into Livestream and ducks watching in real life. It's true. Yeah, no, it won't flop like sales-wise. It's gonna sell. Like, there's no... It was, you know, if people don't like it, is more the thing. But I really don't see it, to be honest. Yeah, hopefully we get to see some gameplay soon. Oh man, Ice, you watched it as well. I used to watch it as a kid with my dad. And then at one point we just like watched like random episodes. I watched the whole thing. I'm very tempted to read the books. Now the same author wrote Last Kingdom. I'm loving those books, and the TV show is currently on Netflix and is also very good. I enjoy it quite a bit. Tech Priest playing Squat. What kind of heretic is this? Says Joe. I agree. Sharp's Assassin? I'm not sure what Sharp's Assassin... Man, I've forgotten all the names of it. I remember like some of the early ones, like Sharp's Eagle. Oh god. Yeah, I watched it years ago. I'm probably going to go back and rewatch it. Or is Sharp's Assassin a new book? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Is there a match sync combat mod for Warhammer 2 where there are more combat animations and animations are executed faster without delays? I'm not sure, Eyeliner. Hopefully someone in chat might be able to help you out there, because that sounds pretty cool. There are some real awesome animations, which we don't get to see terribly often. There's one where I was playing a game and a Slon lifted up a Hell Pit Abomination, turned it on its head, and just dunked it into the ground. Oh, Last Kingdom's really good. There's a new book. Oh my lord, he released another Sharp book? No way. That's pretty cool. I need to catch up and read them all. I actually really enjoyed, like, Game of Thrones gets so much hate now, so I've just seen that you're saying Last Kingdom's better than Game of Thrones. I actually really love Last Kingdom. It's so good. Finnan's an amazing character as well. But I like Game of Thrones was my favorite TV show at the time. It was so good. I know the ending flopped, and that's left such a bitter taste in my mouth. Because now I don't really rate it as one of my favourite shows, which kind of sucks. but I did see the trailer for the new one that's coming out, like the prequel, and I must admit, it did stir a little something in me. I was like, oh, this actually looks really good. The throne, the throne looks amazing. Anyway, back to the game. So, Artisan Tech Priest, with the minus blasting charges along the front line, will be really useful at actually eviscerating all Gauls and Ungauls very effectively. We even have the Regiment Renown in the middle, and then it's just Slayers. Slayers upon Dragonback Slayers upon even more Slayers, with a couple of Giant Slayers in the mix, and we have Thoric Ironbrow leading the battle line. He himself is coming in with the Rune of Slowness, Rune of Speed, and Rune of Doom. Now, this may seem like a meme. It's really not. You use the miners to kill the infantry, and then Slayers are effective against every other unit in the Beastmen roster. They can chase down Ungol Raiders. They can they struggle against Throne Axes, but apart from that, they'll be absolutely fine. So, this is kind of a cool build. I must admit. For the Beastmen, we have a load of Ungol herds, just dotted all the way along, so cheap, cheerful lads, some Gaul herds in the mix, and some Raiders as well. With a Brave Shaman of Beast coming in with Flock of Doom, Amber Spear, which can be very nice, and Manticore Summon, quite like those spells quite a bit. We have a Torx the Brass Bow, yes, Scarf DLC 2022, coming in with Brass Body, Blood Beast, Rune Tortured Axes, Slaughter's Call, and the Blood Creed, and we have a Jabberscythe somewhere. I swear I saw a Jabberscythe. There we go. We have a little Jabberscythe on the ground. And a couple of Harpies. In fact, 3 units are necessary in case your opponent has gone for Gyrocopter spam. We have double Chaos Warhounds on the right and Grog Hooves of Wolf's Run on the left. So just one Throne Axe. Looking at these builds, I think the Dwarves are in a good situation. I really do. Yeah, the Game of Thrones books are really good. I still like the TV show. Like, don't get me wrong, the early seasons, even up to like season 5, I really enjoyed. You can see like when they bypass George R. R. Martin's writing. Which is kind of sad, like even just dialogue-wise. Although some of my favourite scenes were, not written by George R. R. Martin. In season 1, there was some really good scenes that he didn't do, but still. Yeah, we had some Taurox. Taurox got crushed by a build like that in quick play. It looks good. A Jabba Slabber. Yeah, we got a Jabba Slabber. So this is going to be pretty huge. Can Complex mitigate the damage from the Blasting Charge? It looks like he's just Leroy Jenkins in it in, which isn't the worst idea because Blasting Charges actually only have 1 volley, but they throw it in 2 volleys. It's really stupid. They have 1 ammunition, but they like throw half and then throw half again. He's trying to pull back, but oh, this is nasty. He's basically guaranteeing to take all of the Blasting Charge, so a lot of the infantry is going to start to struggle, and now the Slayers can just push, and Slayers with Rune of Doom on them is something out of legend. It's quite furious. Grog Hooves of Wolf Run are Taunting Giant Slayers. Good target there. It's the most expensive target they can basically beat the snot out of. Minus Blasting Charges are doing good work to the Ungol Raiders. Not quite as devastating as I thought they're going to be, but it looks like they threw like a third of their Blasting Charges. A lot of the front line is starting to struggle, so big Flock of Doom does come down, catching a load of these units. Unfortunately, got a bit more lag. I don't know what it is today. It might be like on my end, but I always check my internet beforehand. It says we're running fine, but who knows? It might be dipping in and out. Slayers and Miners are pushing forward, hopping on top of the Ungols. We do have the first Rune of Doom going down. That's just going to buff up the Miners to 44 melee attack. They're swinging these pickaxes, having a whale of a time. Look at that, just a leg comes flying off a Gaul there as it goes down. Loses a leg, an arm, and a face. And all the Ungols are getting the absolute snot kicked out of them. Slayers are pushing forward real aggressive. We can see Rune of Speed has been dropped, increasing their speed to a whopping 58 there, which is actually pretty swift. Pretty swift for a little fella. And they're driving forward quite quickly. Taurox needs to get in here and help out the lads, but where does he go? He wants to snipe out Thoric and I guess Miners, but if you're attacking Miners with Taurox, you're not going to be paying for yourself. There is so many Slayers dotted all around. Jabberscythe and Taurox going to form the ultimate bromance and charge in together. Oh, look at that. Look at that lovely roly-poly. Slicing his axes. There's blood and death anywhere. Jabberscythe's doing absolutely fine. He's up to 2 kills, looking pretty healthy for now. Grog Hooves of Wolf's Run will need to use a lot of their Throne Axes on these Giant Slayers and Slayers. Nice use of Flock of Doom as well. The Brachon bouncing in and out of combat, but it's so rough against all these Slayers. Ungol Raiders are quite a key target for the Beastmen right now. They are going to turn and engage now that the Brachon has caught the attention of the Dragonbacks, going for a bit of a hit and run. The second unit as well is currently alive. So we do have 2 Warhounds. Warhounds won't do garbage against Slayers. At least they do some damage back, but it will be a bit rough. Torx Brass Ball and the Jabberscythe are going to come in to try to finish off these Miners. Grog Hooves of Wolf's Run definitely wasting ammunition right now. They need to be turned off fire at will and only use ammo on Giant Slayers and Slayers. Harpies as well will about to rip and tear their way through a decent amount of enemy units. They need to box in the enemy and buy time for the Ungol Raiders to unleash some volleys and do some good work. Brave Shaman's only on 5 kills. How much damage value has those Flock of Dooms got so far? 443, not amazing stuff. Thorok is also pretty tanky, so if the Slayers just do enough damage, he might be able to solo carry. Beastmen are trying to fall back. Nice isolation here down there on the left, finishing off those miners. Might want to go finish them off for good. Looks like some of the Harpies might swan over there to do that, but I don't think the Beastman player knows what to do in this situation, and neither do I. With the build he's brought, I think it's going to be really hard to win this. Miners are about to jump on some of the Warhounds. We do have a nice little rally and resurgence of Ungor herds and Gore herds in the distance, but the Beastmen are just being forced back right now. Ungors are fleeing through the water, but Slayers will catch them, I believe. Slayers have 40 speed up against the 40 speed of the Ungors, so the Slayers will eventually get there and break them down. We do have another lovely Flock of Doom catching Slayers and Giant Slayers. Thorok Ironblow is full health at the moment, and that Brave Shaman is constantly on the warpath and the retreat right now. Ungor Raiders are being driven away. I need to try a build like this at some point up against Beastmen. I feel like it's got some big weaknesses, obviously, if your opponent goes mass range, but, you know, normally Beastmen go in for these kind of builds that we've seen brought from Complex today. He's going to shatter these miners in the distance. The Warhounds do retreat back. The Grog Hooves of Wolf's Run are now doing some good target priority. Hopping on top of these Slayers, trying to whittle them down. You know, if you live by the axe, you die by the axe, and it looks like the Throne Axes are going to have to retreat back here. Jabberlife and Torx moving uphill. That is a steep hill to try to climb, and they're not enjoying it whatsoever. They do bound and leap uphill towards combat, and jump straight onto these Slayers. Harpies just swooping around, having a good time, and it looks like the Beastmen are trying to use their mobility, but yeah, Ungor Raiders, the problem is with having equal speed, your opponent will get a buff to their animation when they come within charge bonus range. Plus, we have the Rune of Speed going down. These guys are up to 72 melee attack. Let's zoom in as they fight waist deep. Oh no, more ankle deep in water. Looks like they're standing on the water. That's pretty bizarre. But yeah, doing some pretty decent work, carving their way through the Raiders. And the Raiders certainly have been felled. That's going to be a dead unit. More Ungor Raiders are also forced back as well. Now, the good job that the Beastmen have done, they've separated the Dowie force into two armies. So now they can try to crush one, but I don't know if they've got enough power to crush just one half of an army right now. Grog Hooves of Wolf's Run do retreat. Giant Slayers are starting to force path their way onto Taurox, as well as his Jabberlife, or Jabberslabber, as I believe Wicked D likes to call it. The poor Harpies are forced back. Brave Shaman is well and truly in the thick of it. A lovely Flock of Doom Overcast is going to catch the Miners and Giant Slayers in some really nice damage here. I think Complex has done pretty good against them. The Warhounds need to get in the action now. Come over here, support Taurox, jump, bite, and claw your way through these Giant Slayers. Jabberlife being alive can do some pretty good work. Balance power is relatively even right now, and keeping this Brave Shaman alive as long as possible is going to be relatively crucial. Double Harpies are on the warpath as well, returning in. These Warhounds need to get way more aggressive, in my opinion, do some rear attacks onto these Giant Slayers. Taurox is very tanky, despite being surrounded by Giant Slayers for a considerable time. He's got 30 kills and can fall back once more. Load of Harpies are committing to the main fight. Up against Miners, though, they really want to try to dish out the pain to any Slayer possible, because Taurox can kill Miners, and so can Jabberlife, you know, till the cows come home. Harpies are going to go up and fall back. Grog Hooves of Wolf's Run doing some good job here into the Giant Slayers. Losing the Ungor Raiders is a big loss right now. They are absolutely pivotal here to the success of the Beastmen. Warhounds just kind of bouncing around, chilling and vibing, and the Dowie continue to push. Now, I think Complex has done a pretty decent job so far. I still don't know how he's going to drag down this many Slayers, and in the distance, we do have another unit of 59 Slayers who have cornered some Ungor Raiders, and you never really want to be cornered by a Dowie. It never goes well. So, Jabberlife is vibing, just taking a little water break, sipping some glorious juice from this water, and or from the lake here. I'm assuming it's kind of like, like we're more in Luscia. This is such a cool map. And maybe the magic might have some good properties. Amber Spear comes in, trying to go down the line of the Slayers. Unfortunately for the Brave Shaman, them being on the high ground, it kind of just beamed into them instead. And the Dwarfs, once again, are in a hot pursuit at the moment. And it looks like the Raiders do get fished off in the background. So some of the Beastmen forces are going to have to move up and engage. It looks like Ungor Raiders are on a hot approach right now. We're about to see a Rune of Slowness go down on Taurox's Brass Bull just as Slayers come in. If the Dragonback Slayers are here as well and can turn and engage, they'll really slow down Taurox. So his speed's gone down to a meagerly 36. That's going to allow the Slayers to catch him, and the Warhounds need to come in with the Harpies to try to keep these Slayers at bay. Miners dudes up the remainder of their blasts and charges on to the Ungor Raiders. They're about to be jumped by double Chaos Warhounds. Again, I really do think these Warhounds need to be attacking Slayers, because the zero armor means that the fangs of the Chaos Warhounds can really get into them and do some good work. Taurox is limping clear right now. He's only just slower than the Slayers. They're going to kind of attack and then have to run after him again and use another attack animation, but he is starting to get swarmed and surrounded here, and that damage will eventually start to add up. Harpies and Warhounds going to be used to isolate the Ekrund miners here and really try to break them as quickly as possible and shatter them. There's one thing we know about Dwarfs is they do not like breaking, and we have more Slayers on the approach to help support this situation. Centaurs with the Regiment Renown unit, the Throne Axes, are now surrounded by Giant Slayers, so that's really bad news for them. Thoric Ironbrow should be able to isolate them and finish off that unit for good. Java's is still alive though and kind of janking its way back over to the main fight. Ekrund miners did get finished off. They are completely shattered at this moment. Well, shattered but broken. Rune of Doom does go down on the Slayers, so yeah, you definitely don't want to fight whilst this is popped. And it looks like Slayers are now surrounded Taurox once again. Really good play so far by Complex to keep himself in this game. And I still think, I just don't know if he has enough. I really don't. Brass Body popped on Taurox Brass Ball, forcing back the Slayers once more. The Warhounds are going relatively strong, and all of the miners have been dealt with. Oh no, we've got a couple over this side. The Regiment Renown unit's been dealt with. And he's done a good job so far picking apart the Dowie build where possible. Java's is still very healthy. And remember, it does have that drain effect, so it's going to be relatively okay. You can see spurting a bile of blood, so it does do a little bit of damage to all enemies nearby, poisons them, all that good stuff. Also, Aura of Madness does the damage as well. And he's up to a pretty impressive, nearly 1,000 damage value. Not bad up against a Slayer-themed build. I'm really interested to see how this kind of plays out, but there's a lot of Giant Slayers left on the field. A lot of Giant Slayers. So Java's is trying to fall back. We are going to see a big old fat flock of Doom come down. As the Java's is kind of stuck right now. Taurox is going to turn around and charge into combat. The Brave Shaman is falling back. Lovely damage so far done by the Dwarves. The Chaos Warhounds are being used super defensively. It's quite surprising here. They maybe going to be using them to hunt down some miners. We still have 58 Slayers return to the battlefield as well, which is a little bit rough. And oh yeah, it looks like the Java's got caught real bad right there. Now it does, I believe, come in with regeneration. Oh no, does the Java's not have regeneration? Did I just make that up in my head? Why did I think the Java's regenerates? Is it in lore that it regenerates? Oh no, it's a Gorgon I'm thinking of. Yeah, so it's going to fall back. Taurox is going to fall back. I mean, the Beastmen just aren't engaging right now, so we'll message Complex in a sec if he doesn't like actually attack with stuff. But it looks like he's swooping in with the Harpies, trying to do a little bit of repositioning here. Slayers, the Naked Beauties, are going to be charging forwards. Balance power is currently in favour of the Dwarfs as they move to engage with their enemy. Brayshawn continue to fall back here and run away, trying to save up for more Flock of Dooms, no doubt. And maybe moving his Harpies over here to isolate this unit of 58 Slayers. Warhounds are bounding after them, and the Harpies are flying high in the sky. Now, this is what I wanted the Warhounds doing. Like, yes, they're going to die and they're going to get chewed up. They can dish out some really good damage to Slayers. And look at this. Like, they're actually, like, eviscerating this unit of Slayers, who, likewise, are killing the unit of Warhounds. The cost-wise is pretty good. Harpies do come in. It looks like Taurox is going for the Hail Mary. I'm going to try to get the best RNG that has ever existed to finish off Thoric Ironbrow. And unfortunately gets hit by a Rune of Slowness. There's so many Giant Slayers around, and a lot of Beastmen troops are kind of getting slaughtered. Taurox, in his pure rage, does drop a little cheeky little smoke bomb. And I know it's not called smoke bomb, but his ability of smoke bomb, just to try and buy more time for him to kill Thoric, does some nice damage to the nearby Slayers. And he's actually up to 62 kills. Very good work. And it looks like the Warhounds will be able to kill that unit of Slayers. Maybe. No, they are broken. But they did so much damage there and should be able to come back and finish off that unit. Fat Flock of Doom goes down on all the Dwarf units. That's doing some massive damage right now. The Jabba Jabba is doing okay in the middle. That air of effect ability from itself is actually probably getting some lovely value, up to 1,200 value right now. But it looks like it may eventually go down. And Thoric is just so tanky right now. So tanky. He did not bring his armor, I don't think, Uruk armor, but because you can actually give armor to the Slayers and stuff, which is pretty hilarious. Taurox is once again going to be retreating. His entire army is just legging it right now. Jazlife, the Harpies, it's all breaking. Arminos is very nearby. And Taurox is just trying, like, drive them to the river. Like, trying to fall back into the river. But it looks like the Beastmen shall fall. Honestly, that was really awesome. That was awesome. That was pretty damn awesome battle. It was some wild stuff for sure. Are these Finns, and are they happening? They are indeed. Do the Beastmen have any archers? They did, but they died, unfortunately. Good game. I love this build from the Tech Priest himself. 498 on Thoric. The Blasting Charges clear out the chaff. Kind of like all 500 damage value, 250, that kind of stuff. And then your Slayers just kill all the big stuff. 950 damage value, 1.6k, 427... 640 damage value, 800, 1000, 850, and 552. A really cool build. Quite an inspired build, and I like it. Complex tried his best. He was doing a lot of good maneuvering to try to split the Dwarvish army. 1,600 damage value on Torque's Brass Ball, despite being against an army of anti-large kind of crazy lunatics. He performed really good. 1.8k on the Brave Shaman. Those Flock of Dooms do eventually add up. Unfortunately, the infantry got wrecked. The Ungol Raiders were unable to fire. 1,100 value on the Grog Hooves of Wolf's Run is impressive. The Warhounds, I think, used slightly too defensively, but again, I may be mistaken then. I just think they could have been used to rear attack a lot of the Slayers and do some good work there. Harpies didn't do too much, but the Jabba Jabba got a 1,180 value, pinning a real good shift. GG, man. GG. Yet the Dammer's Cron remains full. It is true. Awesome game there by the lads. And we're going to switch up the map next to Golden Tributes, actually. I'm going to pop into that one first. Oh, God, it's this map. I love it. Quack. So you have Stormrunner up now, then I believe it is Wickedy after this. If we're quick enough, we should be able to get both those guys in with about half hour. So speed is the way forward. Tech to pick, and bam. Map is Golden Tributes. Okay, let's update the scoreboard. So Complex was king, but only for a day, sadly. So you did good, champ, though. Did very good. Very impressed with your early victory of the Greenskins, and go back down to a 0. Unfortunately, not matching Charix right now, who's on a 2-0 win streak, and performs really well. So Tech Priest is going to go up one here. Oh, boop, there we go. And then on the right-hand side, we have the legendary, the man, the myth, the Dark Elf meme legend, Stormrunner. Rumour has it, Thor wanted to name his hammer Stormrunner, but thought, what's more powerful than that? He's like, oh, something that can kill Stormrunner, so he called it Stormbreaker. Let's see if we can make that a bit bigger. It'll do for now. Actually, you know what we do? I don't know why I did this time when all other times I've just called him Storm. We'll just go Storm. Maybe we can actually get his name a bit more visible for you guys there at home. Awesome. And let's hop into this. So, Tech Priest picks a Warless Siege map. It is indeed. Tech Priest says, I'll pick Empire, Banning Wards of Chaos, and Dowie. Stormrunner goes Lizardmen. Goes Lizardmen. Is he going Tomb Kings? Unfortunately, not going Tomb Kings, no. Quack, quack. Quack, quack indeed. What's up, Cosmo? Did I miss any discussion on the new Total War video? I only saw one new unit looked like a type of new Tzeentch Acolyte. Yeah, there was actually some like little Acolytes in there, wasn't there? They haven't really discussed them yet. So it seems like there are going to be some new humans in here. Nick, it's probably because the British one was a lot of the time out of range of Thoric. I don't think that ability is map wide, right? So if you're within a certain radius of Thoric, that you get the miscast. I believe. What a Chad race! Oh my god, that was wild, guys. That was wild for sure. I'm just gonna quickly move back through chat, make sure I didn't miss anything important. Dowie sprint team. Yeah, that was literally the Dowie sprint team. Darky always talks about miners with blasting charges. Yeah, instead of miners. I'm sorry, Conrad, I'm sorry. They're like, yeah, pre-teens with like little satchels. But it was a good game. Please no better builds. We haven't seen that many metas today. 9 times Ancient Salamanders. That'd be pretty cool. Stormy McStormface. Stormy is a beast of a player. Surprised he didn't go Dark Elves here. I was a bit disappointed that the pink horrors didn't split into the blue horrors when killed. Yeah, that might be like an activation ability or something they do. Or, like maybe blue horrors will come to the game later. I do know a little bit about the lore behind it. They don't jump down into like little creatures more and more. I don't know how easy that would have been done on the game. And remember, they need to be able to make the game playable on a lot of PCs. Because Total War already takes a pretty insane PC to work at full operation. So I'm sure Game 3 is going to be even tougher. Luckily, my one can play this on like max everything. That's what I bought it for. I was like, I want to play Total War. I'm about to stream it on max graphics and stuff. So it should hold up pretty well into Warhammer 3. It'd be the same engine at least. Oh, perfect. What's up, Jack? So, by the way, so the Republic of War, possibly you heard that question, but I didn't hear an answer for it. What is your most hated faction when you have to play against in Total War Warhammer 2? Fantastic question. So, I really dislike greenskins because everyone plays greenskins identical, and I'm so tired of it. So I don't like facing greenskins. Vampire counts, I think. So this, I'm going to upset so many people. I really do apologize for this. It's completely cool to have a completely different viewpoint on this. I know if Neckbits in chat is going to hate me. I personally think vampire counts have the most boring, at least at top tier tournament level, not in quick battles, but in tournaments, I think vampire counts have the most boring playstyle of any faction by a long way. By like a long way. It's so bad. So I hate playing them in tournaments because it's just such a drag, like every time. So probably vampire counts. What's been the best map so far? Do you mean the best map as in the worst map, or do you mean the best map as actually, this was a kind of cool map? I feel like the one where Complex got his win on was really cool. Where it was kind of like the high ground, the low ground, and the archways in the back. Yeah, World Cup did nothing good for greenskins. Like, that's my problem with them, Conrad, 100%. Because greenskins used to be such a fun faction for me to face, and I was always excited to see what my opponent would do with them, and now I'm just like, oh, okay, like, let's get this over with. You know. I bet it's Lizardmen because he can't play them then. That's true, I do dislike playing Lizardmen. Is the College of Zinch a, oh god, faux profit university? No. So, this map's really freaking cool. It's from one of the quest battles I seem to remember. It's like super cool. Oh, look at it. Look at it and weep. Oh my god. The Lizardman architecture really is the best in the game. It's so comic. So, I'm so excited for the maps in Total Warhammer 3. And the crazy stuff we're going to get. We got floating pyramids, gigantic snakes, mountains in the back, a thunderstorm approaching with a little bit of Ray of Hope shining through. Oh my god, over that side, a lot of Ray of Hope. That's where the Lizardmen deploy. And Empire versus the Dino Boys. Super large map here as well. But these guys look like they're going to go relatively aggressive. So, for the forces of Artisan Tech Priest, the current king, he needs this win to tie level with Charax and trying to go for the win today. We have Marcus Wolfhart leading the battle line. We have Silver Bullets mixed in with a load of handgunners. We have Empire Knights guarding the flanks, some Unbreakable Lunatics, and a bucket ton of spearmen through the middle. No halberds, which is a little bit unfortunate. We do have a Bright Wizard with Burning Head and Fireball, and then the Templehof Luminarch, Regiment of Renown, Luminarch of Hish, rolling dirty. Look at that snake, like, going down on it with the emerald eyes, coming in full Lizardmen style. We've slain many. You call that a snake? This is a snake. So, interesting to see how the Empire Boys perform today. Let's have a little look at the Lizardmen. Oh no! Oh no, Storm! I love the build, but that Templehof is going to ruin it. So, we have Skink Cohorts and the Legion of Shaqua, who can give a decent bit of missile resistance. Guarding the Star Chamber Guardians, the Shredder of Lustria, Skink Priest of Heavens, and a beautiful Beast of 1,000 Ducks, the Quattle up in the skies, which shall be able to shroud the Shredder. Unfortunately, the Quattle could get netted, and then just shot by the Luminarch. So it's going to be a big rush forward. We do actually have some Vanguard troops. This is so risky from Storm, because it's going to take a long time. This is a big freaking map. It's going to take a long time for his Lizardmen to make it over here. So if I was him, I would take off fire at will, hide these units, and don't reveal until you're close enough to push in. That's what I think. Nearly 6% of games had greenskins. Yeah, every single best of 3 I played against greenskins, but one, I think. This map is the bomb, 100%. Sky Magician Bird. It's so beautiful. Yeah, Cosmo, that's what I'm kind of hoping a little bit for Warhammer 3, is like we have like a temple like this. Maybe you can garrison the temple, and like you can't move out of the temple, but you gain like extra defense or something like that. And that happened on tabletop. Like you had buildings that you could interact with, and like watchtowers and stuff. Not anything like too crazy, but like, it's like, hey, I can control this little area. You can shoot out of it with a unit, but you know, you can also be jumped and that kind of stuff. So the Lizardmen forces are currently, of course, cloaked here, and they're going to be pushing forwards. Thank you so much, Malstraza. You have become one of the ducks. Is that a... I'm going to butcher this. What is your profile picture? It's a little bit fuzzy on my side, but hope, man, thank you so much for becoming one of the many legions of ducks. You should hopefully now have access to some, much cooler emojis. I'm looking to upgrade and put some more emojis in relatively soon as well. And welcome, champ. Welcome, welcome. Stalk will help. Stalk will definitely help. It would definitely help. So we do have some Korean Stalkers just vibing right now in the back. So playing patiently, sort of Pops Master Predator as well. Empire have no idea they're here. They are going to be pushing though into a choke point, which is pretty useful. Now the Shredder is going to want to immediately shut down the Temple off, but he's also got to worry about the silver bullets and handgunners. They could cause him quite a bit of problems there. Lizardmen are a little bit slow and ponderous. They are going to be advancing here. They're trying their best. Unfortunately, they can only go as fast as their slowest unit. He's probably put these guys in guard mode so they can guarantee to stay underneath the Coatl. And look at the Shredder. Look at him. Look how slow he is today. He's not a morning dino. Look, boop, boop. But he's the bestest boy, so we'll just scratch that. And we shall wait. We shall wait. They might want to fast forward this first bit. Sir, this is a no. Sir, this is a no-fly zone. Map's a lot bigger than I thought. Oh, for sure. For sure. So the Skinks are just keeping up right now with the Empire. Once these knights are committed, he'll be absolutely fine. So it looks like the battle's going to take place probably roughly around this middle portion between these two pyramids. I'm excited. I'm very excited. Hosting prayer for Luminarch to hit. That'd be pretty cool. Dirty Empire thieves have no idea what's about to hit them. It is true. They come to our land, into our temple cities, trying to steal our snake profits. They do not know what we bring to them, and it shall be the Shredder of Lustria who shall reap deadly havoc. Now, using one of these Empire Knights just to fly nice and close to these units to see what the enemy is, and then use the Luminarch could be pretty good. So let's see if Stormrunner's micro is on point. Luminarch shoots in, and the Coatl, does it dodge? It does not, and it gets slapped. But the Shield of Shakwa went down just in time. Beautiful usage there. Giving that 40% missile resistance, and the Regiment round Temple of Luminarch hitting a Coatl did basically no damage. That is insane. He comes in with that 15% magic damage and 65 missile at the moment, although that will eventually go down. We do get a big fat burning head, and it's going to go straight into the Carnage here, which is not a bad idea. I think Storm will have time to dodge it, although it looks like he's like, nah, bring it on, bud. Bring it on. We're just going to tank it. I do not care. This time that second hit did a bit more damage to Coatl, but still nothing too crazy. It looks like Mark's Wolfout has been revealed. He's also going to start poking down the beautiful duck in the sky. And Stormrunner, I love this build, man. I love this build. So, the Shredder's going to start picking up the pace a little bit. The Coatl's going to be pretty useful for harassing the enemy back line or hunting down the Temple of Luminarch. Remember that we do have a net as well, the Temple of can bring. And down goes the Hunter Snare. The Coatl can currently be shot. I don't know if the Shredder has been spotted. The Coatl is taking quite a large amount of damage. Oxotl is going to start to spring his trap, but there's a lot of Empire Knights around here, which could cause big problems. And basically all of the Lizardmen are now forced to walk into that snare, but once again they can get moving. I'd love to see the lesser chain lightning go down on the silver bullets, as well as those kind of nasty other thunderbolts. I did hear another net go down. I'm pretty sure I heard a net. Well, I don't know where that went. I thought Templeoff maybe dropped a net there, but who knows. We do get a lesser chain lightning go down on the silver bullets, doing some lovely damage. Straight away, Coatl gets hit by a net of Amantalk there, and now the silver bullets and handgunners are opening up on the Shredder. At this point, Artisan is forcing forward with his Empire Knights, though he's keeping some in reserve as well. He might have spotted the Lord at some point, or realised there might be something behind him, but he's made a nice defensive position. Shredder is currently gobbling up Sigma Suns. He needs to drive back onto the handgunners. Quadra's done a fantastic job forcing back the silver bullets. He needs to capitalise on this. Get the Shredders hunting down the second handgunner and really drive into the heart of the enemy. Massive Luminarch shot, though, goes into the flank of the Shredder. We do get a bolt of lightning go down on the Temple off. It seemed to do absolutely nothing, which is a bit unfortunate. Handgunners are wasting the Coatl, and things are looking a little bit bleak right now for the Lizardmen forces. We're going to get another spell come down, probably a chain lightning this time, or maybe it is a lesser chain lightning again. Oh, he runs Thunderbomb. Oh, there's the lesser chain lightning. Comes down the handgunners doing some nice work. Oh, that might be also from the Skink Priest. Oh, I love it. So we have two. That's actually going to wreck the handgunners, and the Shredder is now hunting down the Temple Hof. If the Coatl survives, it can be used to force off a lot of the handgunners who have retreated here. Only one unit of handgunners is still alive. This is a big misplay, though. We have the Legion of Shakwa and Star Chamber Guardians all bunched up on each other, and a big fat burn head is going to come down on them, getting some pretty nice damage, mainly to the Skinkies. And I'm going to get a Wind Blast go down on this second unit of handgunners, doing some, oh no, onto the, it looks like that's actually just Spim there, doing some pretty nice damage. The Shredder's okay. He's not able to catch the Temple Half. He's been pinned in by the Empire Knights. The Quattle needs to focus this down, but I believe the Quattle is dead, and that's a sad sight for any duck to see on the ground. Look at him. Oh, such a beautiful beast has unfortunately fallen. And the Chameleon Stalkers in the back are actually struggling to force their way in. Oxyotl is doing okay job against the Empire Knights, but honestly nothing too crazy. Star Chamber Guardians are very healthy, likewise are the Legion of Shaquar. Load of bullets, though, are crossfiring. The Shred of Lustria now doing some pretty massive damage, and the handgunner's been alive is really rough. A Fireball's also going to slap our beautiful puppy, and it does completely miss. I guess the old ones were with us. The Marcus Wolfhart is about to get munched and eaten, and bam! Look at his HP just fall. I love the animation of him dragging his mouth along the ground. Nearly breaks Marcus with one big old hit there, but unfortunately the Hunter Snare does come down. Handgunners are firing from all angles. The Temple of Luminarch up to a mighty 0 kills so far, but 890 value. Has done okay, but nothing too insane. A lovely wind blast does go down the spearmen, breaking them. Temple Guard are trying to support and drag down the Empire Knights, but the Shredder's going down. Temple Hoff may finish the beast off. Unfortunately, looks like handgunners do bring down the beautiful Shredder right here. I actually have a Shredder video coming out tomorrow, by the way, which is going to be good fun. Oh, look at the light fade from his eyes. The beautiful purple eyes, full of so much life, will be fallen now. Oxotl's just being picked apart by Empire Knights in the back, and there's no way that the Lizardmen get back into this, I don't think. Handgunners are just raining shots in. They're hitting the Legion, they're hitting the Star Chamber Guardians. Temple Hoff still firing as well. Looks like it's lining up on the Skink Priest, and it does miss, unfortunately. Not the most accurate of beasts. And the handgunners are continuing just to shoot in now to the Infantry Corps. Shield Squad does go down. Chameleon Stalkers still have a lot of ammo left. Oxotl's full health pretty much, or 2/3, and is doing some okay damage, I'm sure, from long range. If he can start shooting Marcus Wolf out, that'd be quite nice. That scaling damage will really help, but only 95 damage value. Yeah, he's not had the best day. He's not had the best day so far. Handgunners continue just to shoot into the brick wall of Saurus Warriors and Temple Guard. The poor little Skink Priest is getting lightly abused as well. Temple of Luminarch is falling back. Probably wants to start lining shots up onto Oxyotl or any of the other characters just to help finish this off. Big Fat Wind Blast is going to go down the line. Doing some okay damage, but a friendly fire as well there. But it might have just been a, hey, just going to go out in a blaze of glory. And Marcus Wolfhart is going to 360 no-scope the Skink Priest to pieces. And looks like Temple Hoff is wheeling its way over to Oxyotl. If it has another snare, that'd be really useful. Oxyotl's running. He's like, no, I don't want this. I don't want this. I don't want this. And he's going to decide to slink off back into the Forest of Lustria, where hopefully in the future he can come back and reclaim the city here of the Lizardmen peoples. I want to fight in the holes of Ashenhall. I actually really like Ashenhall as a map, and I've used it in tournaments. We can play Ashenhall for the last game. Yeah, Wicked D, pop in, man. We're going to try and make the game as quickly as possible, because I really do have to go in like 15-20 minutes. So we're burst through. We do Ashenhall because it's a small map. Marcus Wolfhart, 1.7k damage value. Glorious work there. 700 on the Bright Wizard. Handgunners, 800 value. 1.2, 1.1. Oh my god, so much value. This build was well suited to deal with the big dino threat, I think. Empire Knights did some good pinning as well. 460 and 860 value. 894 on the Luminarch is pretty disappointing considering the targets it had on display. Oxyotl, only 300 value. 1.2 on the Skink Priest. A smaller map definitely would have helped this build quite a bit. And Star Chamber Guardian still got 860 value. 780 on the Flying Duck. 1.7 on the Shredder. But unfortunately, not doing the best there. Dr. Kite has popped in. I'm assuming this is Wicked D. Is this Wicked D? I don't know. Oh, this is Wicked. Oh, hey. Hey, Wicked. So, let's go to Ashenhall. Oh, no. Is it called the Ashenhall? So many maps called like the stuff. Yes, the Ashenhall. That's what we will do. I actually quite like this map, but there's some real janky moments. There's some holes in the ground. You can hide them. I think Wicked wanted to play it anyway, so we'll go for it. Ashenhall is the map. There's holes in the ground on this map. There is indeed. So, like, you can hide units in these holes, and when the enemy gets really close, that's when they pop up and appear. It's so funny. So I'll quickly update the scoreboard and then have a sip of my drink. So Tech Priest now does tie with Charix on the the reign of kings up to 2. If he wins this, he will win today's stream. If he loses, we'll have a tie with Wicked D being kind of the undefeated one at the end. So, let's add in Wicked D. There we go. Move his name down a little bit. Boop. And a new king doth arrive. So I'm just looking through stuff. Cool. Looks like we're all good. Make sure we had no problems on Discord. Looks like we're all good. That's way above 0. It got better than 0. I do agree. GG, well played. Yeah, that was awesome. How did the Empire Wizard graduate? He missed a shredder with a fireball. That was literally equivalent of missing a barn door. Yeah, Cosmo. That was a little bad miss. A little bad miss. By the way, chat, you can support Duck for a ridiculously low amount of cash and get the sexy sticker. You can indeed. Thank you, man. Thank you so much, by the way, for becoming a member, dude. You get your mum's credit card now and do it. I love it. I love it. The mod god enters the fray. Yeah, the ever mod. Wicked D is like the mod on every single person's channel. I don't know how he does it. He bribes us, I'm pretty sure. Bribes us in our sleep. Don't know about you guys. It started raining really hard over here. Oh man, I'm so mad, Joris. I'm so mad. So I don't know if you guys have like been around for a while. You'll know for like 9 months, maybe longer, we had a leak in our living room, and not like a little veg, like a full-on leak, and it got so bad we had swimming pools, like a mini paddling pools, in our living room to cover the leak. So the company that owned the house like took like 9 months to deal with it. They kept trying to deal with it like in really cheap ways, and it didn't work. So eventually they moved us out for a month, right? And they fixed up the whole house, redecorated everything to kind of say sorry, because we rent from a company, and they solved the problem and they redid the living room. It's been raining quite heavily here in the last couple of days, and we've noticed a big old fat wet patch just where the leak was before. So if that leak comes back, you're not going to see me for a while, because I'm going to go into a blood rage murder spree, and go after these people. I took the wife's card. That's a good way of doing it as well, Morgan. That is a good way of doing it. So it looks like we get Bretonia, Bandawi, and Lizmen with a Skaven pick. So Skaven versus Bretonia. I 99% sure know what Wicked's going to do. I feel like he's going to bring a Hell Pit and try and hide it in the hole. If he's on that side of the map, of course. If he's on that side of the map. This is going to be the last battle of the stream, guys. So if you have been enjoying, make sure to like. If you haven't subscribed already, what are you doing? We've got a load of cool milestones to hit. Once we hit them, we're going to do some pretty wild stuff. We've got a stream where we're going to play with every single faction until we lose with that faction, which would be a long stream. That'll be a fat one. And then we're also going to do, at another milestone, me playing in the full T-Rex costume, also known as going like Krotgar cosplay. So, full Krotgar cosplay is the way. Looks like Tech Priest is ready to rumble. Just waiting on Mr. Wicked D. It was not a small leak, bro. It was so bad before, and it's literally leaking in the exact same place it leaked before eventually it's getting worse and worse, and as we're coming up to winter as well, my housemate phoned them today about it, because we also need to negotiate our price for staying here. Basically, our rent runs out, like, I think the end of this month, or next month. So at least that'll bring the rent down. It's like the good side, right? We can be like, hey, this isn't good. Yeah. Oh yeah, I was ill for like ages, Cosmo. It's really weird. My my whole work got ill, but not with like COVID, because obviously we have to take tests before we go to work, because I work at the public. But everyone got like this like horrible like cold, which gave them like a sore throat for ages. So everyone thought they had COVID. It was real terrible. But I'm fine now. My voice like still dies a little bit. Like I'm 99.9% recovered. Like I can feel it going now. But we have been streaming for a while, you know. Well, you just play Torx faction, never lose, infinite stream. Torx, when we do it, I will play, when I play Beastmen, I will bring the Torx sub faction. I'm gonna do it. Doesn't it rain like 300 days a year in the UK? Surprisingly not, but you would think so. Oh, Joris, yeah, they won't do that. They're like, yeah. It's housing in London, bro. It's not good. It's not good. They're quite hard to deal with. Lovely bit of water. And here we go. So yeah, over it is on Wicked Deed's size. So I think like here, somewhere around here or here, in these little swamp bits, you can actually go under the map. I don't think we can scroll through it and hide like units. So we might see a Gorich hidden or something like that. Anyway, let's look through the build of the current king, Mr. Artisan Tech Priest, the self, the man, the myth, the glorious legend. He's coming in with King Leon on horseback here, looking pretty damn awesome, and the Green Knight as well, so having a bit of fun with the double character there. With Damsel of Life, which is obviously a must when you have the Green Knight in action, comes in with the Dwellers Below and Earthblood, not Awakening Wood. We have the classic filthy, unwashed peasant mobs, which, you know, they resemble a lot of people I know in my life. They're just like a little bit smelly. We have Battle Pilgrims, and more Battle Pilgrims, and more Battle Pilgrims. Always cool to see the Battle Pilgrims in action. I believe they hold their shield in, like, not like a reverse grip, but like upside down, to honour the knights or something. Someone did tell me about it once. I'm sure someone who's more knowledgeable in lore will be able to let me know in the comments. We have a Troll Peasant Bowman as well. Pretty fun build, going real hardcore with the character squad, and with some knights. So we have Knights of the Realm and Knights Errant over on this flank, and probably the same on the other. Yeah, more Knights of the Realm, more Knights Errant. For the forces here of the Skaven, he's not hiding in the holes, it would seem. We actually, let's go over, he's deploying over this side, so let's check his build out. We have Skaven Slaves side all the way along, backed up by some more clan rats, including the Council Guard, which is about as elites and bad to the bones as Skaven can get. They look pretty ferocious, and having an unbreakable unit like this in the Skaven roster is so useful, so good. We have double Poison Wind Globadier. We do indeed have the Poison Wind Mortars. We have Pit Fighters of Hell's Deep and Skaven Slaves. We have a Mutant Rat Ogre. Mutant Rat Ogres are really underrated. I haven't seen them used that much. Look how cool they look. Look at him go. And obviously his bigger brother, Gorich, coming in with the 100% 40k Greenskin Power Claw. No one can tell me that's not a Greenskin Power Claw. I feel like this is a... I mean, I'm stretching so hard. This could be like a hint of 40k, I'm just saying. So there's Gorich, who's an absolutely beautiful model. Unfortunately, not too good in multiplayer. And we also have a Plague Priest here, coming in with Pestilent Breath or Birth, Viletide, and a Pestilent Birth there as well. Good build, good build. And we'll have to see how this goes. Now, I do not believe... Oh, the Mutant Rat Ogre does magic damage! Gorich doesn't. Does the... Oh, we got Deathmaster Snickage. For some reason I thought we had I thought the Plague Priest was the Lord, but of course it's not. We have Deathmaster Snickage. Oh, that's gangster. Deathmaster Snickage coming in with just his snare. He doesn't unfortunately have the twirly-whirly whirl of death, which kind of sucks. But the Mutant Rat Ogre does magic damage, so if he can get on the Green Knight, that's going to be a slap him. That is going to be a slap him. Green Knight is cool, 100%. 100%. So the Poison Mortar is launching shots up into the sky, and look at the spray of these shots. There's no cohesion here from the Skaven, but they're going to hit some Battle Pilgrims. There you go, you can see that they have started to be poisoned. Getting rid of the Battle Pilgrims early on wouldn't be a bad idea whatsoever. Cavalry could be a little bit of a struggle for this build. I mean, we do have the Pitfires of Hell's Deep to bounce around, but they're lacking pinning units. They've got a lot more single entities instead. Poison Wind Globadiers will have a field day up against basically any unit if they are able to shoot. And the Mortars are going to continue to rain down shots, aiming this time at the Bowmen and the Battle Pilgrims combined. That's going to do some really nice connection. Look at those shots connect. Massive damage across the board. King Leon Lunker has had enough. He's going to be driving forward, leading the peasant mob forward. He's summoned the Fjord into action. He may get caught here in a clan rat summoned by Wicked D. That'd be real bad news for the king. But he actually rides through the fire and the flames. He goes full. I've completely forgot his name. Jon Snow, there we go. That's like Kit Harington. He's the actor who plays him, and just drive into the enemy battle line. His troops are going to have to catch up and deal with it. We do get a Sword of Chrome go down. He's pushing after that Plague Priest rather aggressively. He has been pinned in place, though, by the Deathmaster Sigil. And in comes Deathmaster Sigich going for that kill. And King Leonardo does have the Lion Shield popped and stand your ground. Snickage does not do magic damage, though, I'm pretty sure. And he's taking a little bit of a beating. Unfortunately, the Plague Priest has gotten in the way a little bit there of Snickage himself. Poison Wind Globadiers are now being focused down by the archers, though themselves are taking a decent amount of damage. Knights Errant and Knights Realm do hammer home into the enemy, breaking the back here of these Skaven slaves, and they need to start driving aggressively into the Poison Wind Globadiers, but the Pit Fighters of Hell's Deep are going to be floating out to that side to help support. But as they do that, more Knights are starting to break their way through on the far flank, including the Green Knight, who's done a really good job so far. I mean, very impressive up the way. The Poison Wind Mortar seem to be beating back the Bowmen, actually, doing some really lovely damage. They actually have 120 armor, only 70 armor. I don't know why I thought they had more. 70 armor, oh, it's 100 armor on the Poison Wind Globadiers, so they can hold firm for a decent amount of time. King Leonlurker has shattered, hounded, and beat down by Deathmaster Snickage and his buddies here, Gorich and the Mutant Rat Ogre. Gorich is an absolute shad so far, up to 430 damage value. And it looks like they are going to move over here to try to deal with the Green Knight. Again, that magic damage from the Mutant Rat Ogre could be massive. Poison Globadiers are coping some shots over, doing nice work. The Mortars as well. Hey, they're designed to kill infantry, you'd assume, but they do good enough damage to cavalry as well. Good answer to the cav of the Bretonnian forces. Knights Errant are getting slaughtered here. You can see the Pitfires of Hell's Deep doing a good job, up to 18 kills, countercharging perfect targets, as the Skaven Slaves do actually hold firm. Poison Globadiers rain shots downhill now onto the Battle Pilgrims, and Gorich hunts, Gorich prowls, and Gorich feasts. Look at him come in with his old little, look at that little claw swirling around. Mutant Rat Ogre trying to steal his thunder and have a fun time. We can see Gorich do a bit of a 360 there. Going to take some friendly fire from the Poison Globadiers, but he doesn't care. He's high on life right now, and probably a lot of warp juice. Knights of the Realm are getting pretty beat up here. Pitfires of Hell's Deep is such a fantastic unit. I really like them as an inclusion into the Skaven forces. And they're going to come over here to try to pin in the Green Knight, who's been a bit cheeky. He's pops in the back line, hunting down the Poison Mortars, who are up to Silver Chevron. I don't know what they started at. But the Mutant Rat Ogre is here, and he's going to slap the Green Knight. He slaps the Ethereal right out of his soul, and the Green Knight rather quickly is going to try to retreat here, as that Mutant Rat Ogre did some lovely damage there. We're going to see an Earthblood come down onto the Green Knight to try to keep him nice and topped up. Now, the Knights of the Realm are struggling a little bit, but they do have a good little zoom now, like a little kind of passageway onto the Poison Wind Globadiers. But the centre of the Skaven force is so healthy still. Damsel of Life is currently fighting Deathmaster Snickage, and in my long life as a duck, once or two times I of course have been a damsel, and unfortunately I can tell you when an assassin walks your way, particularly one with 3 blades, it doesn't end well for you. Just pointing that out there. Damsel gets pinned in by the sigil, so it can't move, and yeah, the damsel is getting absolutely carved to pieces. Deathmaster Snickage, this is the perfect target for him right now. Squishy character, and in 1 or 2 good hits, should be able to break her. She's actually mentioned to fall back using this tree, and Deathmaster gets bored of hunting her down. It's actually going to float instead back over towards the main fight. Green Knight still going strong. The bounce power, though, is not going strong for the Bretonnians. It's very Skaven favoured, and I can certainly see why. A lot of the Knights are being finished off by humble, just clan rats, which is a bad way to go if you're a Majestic Knight. Deathmaster Snickage is going after the Green Knight. Won't do massive damage because that ethereal state, but if he can allow the Mutant Rat Ogre to come in here, he can do some really lovely work. Battle Pilgrims are back in action. Peasant mobs as well do cower in the trees. Very peasant mob of them. Peasant Bowmen are doing some decent damage down, constantly firing in. It looks like they are still trying to finish off the Mutant Rat Ogres as well as the Pit Fighters of Hell's Deep, who are currently rampaging to a standstill for some reason. That's very frustrating if you're the Skaven player there. In the distance, it looks like we have some Knights Errant rally, and they can certainly come back and do some lovely rear attacks on the majority of these troops. We do see a Clan Rat summon go down. It's going to be used to charge headlong into the Peasant Bowmen here, and should do some pretty decent damage and start to pull them to pieces. We've seen Earthblood go down on the mighty Green Knight to try to keep him alive. But with Gorich here, the Deathmaster Snickage here, and the Mutant Rat Ogre, I think that might be a little bit too much for the Green Knight to bear. Even a warrior as legendary as him, and army losses looks to be setting in. Almost every Bretonnian unit is running for its life right now, apart from the Green Knight, and that's never a good sign in a battle. Poison Wind Globadiers are still active, shooting to peasant mobs right now, up to 29 kills. Not as crazy as I thought it was going to be. The Poison Wind Mortars, though, have done a really good job, up to 38 kills themselves. Council Guard, still 73 models, chasing and routing these Battle Pilgrims, who are just running for their lives right now. But, the nasty Rattos, with their halberds, will be able to hunt them down. They're relatively swift. Of course, they can move on all fours. And their peasant mobs probably not going to make it home in time for supper. Pitfires of Hell's Deep do just slaughter those Knights Errant almost to the last man. I think they shatter here. I don't know if any of them are going to be able to actually get out of this. The remaining Knights have rallied together around the Green Knight, trying to hold back the enemy. We do have a Scroll of Shielding go down, but the Mutant Rat Ogre is really bringing the pain, and I believe the Plague Priest also does magic damage, so it's just not a good day whatsoever for the Knight. Clan Rats are on hot pursuit. Unfortunately, they are going to dissipate. They were just a summon, so I don't think they're going to... No, there's no chance they're going to be able to chase off this damsel, who will probably return. And dropping Earthbloods on the Green Knight will be rather nice. The Green Knight, I believe, does cause terror, but he himself is struggling so badly. Let's go for a nice little zoom in and see what's going on down here. It's not looking good. It's just a load of melee attack animations, slapping the Green Knight as he hugs a tree. Plague Priest does move straight through a tree using that Skaven Witchcraft, so, you know, what do I say about heroes? If they can move through trees, I say it's always a bit of a boon. The Mutant Rat Ogre is well and truly pounding down. His big brother Gorich is trying to steal the limelight, which would be very frustrating. Pitfires of Hell's Deep do armor piercing damage, but no magic damage for them. They're up to a 640 damage value, not bad, able to pin in a lot of knights. And the Green Knight is just really getting hounded right here. Mutant Rat Ogres are very cool models in general. I love the Regiment of Renown. Love a little twirly-whirly once again by Gorich. And the Green Knight is down to 740 HP. Big slap coming in. Drags him down to 400. Armor losses kicks in, and it is just the Green Knight versus the world. And I think the world is going to win. This world isn't big enough for you and Gorich, my friend. So Gorich is going to come in with an absolute slam at pile driver with his little buddy here and just bully the Green Knight into submission. He's going from Nolan. This is pretty heroic of the Green Knight to stand his ground. He's trying to get some upper slices there into the chest of Gorich. Maybe trying to pull out his heart or decapitate him. But his little buddies are here. Pitfires are going absolutely flying. And it seems like the Green Knight doth fall. And we win with a tie. Charix with 2 victories. Artisan Tech Priest with 2 victories. But Wicked D does go as not only the Evermord, but the Ever King. Being undefeated here into today's live stream. It's been a super good game. A super good fun stream as well. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. It was a pretty wild start. But we'll get into damage value. And then we'll go on a cheeky raid. So plenty of stuff left to come. So don't leave just yet. King Leon Lernker. He believes in the lady betrayed him, and he only got 120 damage value. 940 on the Damsel of Life was quite nice, 1.2 on the Green Knights, not shabby. Unfortunately, the Battle Pilgrims, though they got high kills, did not get high damage value. Same for the Peasant Bowman. Knights are okay, 755 damage value, 250, 280, oh god, not that great at all actually, unfortunately, getting dragged down there. Cleared a lot of enemies, but unfortunately none of the key targets. As for Mr. Wicked D, Deathmaster Snicketch did manage to get an impressive 1,980 damage value, one of the best assassins in the entire game. Plague Priest, 625 values, not shabby, and Gorich, he looked like he was doing so good, only 637 values, so not great at the end. A lot of the infantry is garbage, but hey, it does its job, it's just garbage blocking your path. Well, this unit of Clan Rat's got 674 value, really nice work. Only 345 on the Council Guard. The Poison Wing Globadiers, 957 damage value and 481 with 57 and 22 kills. The Mortar did really good. 1.7 damage value, 38 kills is very good work. 711 on the Pit Fighters, and the Mutant Rat Ogre, 2,140 damage value, going toe-to-toe with the Green Knight. A fantastic answer to the legendary hero of the Bretonnian people. GG, well played. Yep, that was... Oh. Yep, that was the last game. Well done, lads. Epic Games. Charix and Tech tied on most wins with 2. And Wicked is the Ever King. The Ever King. Gorich in case of fate. I love Gorich. Good day, Robert Ducky. Can I ask, are you planning to make a faction tier list soon? I probably will. I'm going to go through all the factions, I think. I don't know. I did a dwarf one. It wasn't like super popular video. But I might do another one. Like, you can go through them. It's something I've been thinking about doing actually later this week. For sure. Great tourney. I hope you guys enjoyed, man. Thank you, Ducky McDuckface. No worries, bro. It was a fun stream. Thanks for hosting. See you around. See you soon, bud. So before we go, once again, massive shout out to everyone's support today, just by being here, the donations as well, the memberships. I really appreciate it. It's awesome. My planet needs me, screams Tech Priest. And having you guys turn out every stream really is a blessing. I do have the best of the fans, I must admit. So let's quickly find someone I can send you to. Okay, it looks like... Torrent's going to be streaming in a little bit. That is Warcraft, though. So let's try and see if we got a Warhammer streamer that we can go raid. Bear with me, guys. Bear with me. Thanks for stream. No worries, guys. Those off-meta maps were cool. That was actually really fun. Thank you for the bad map King of the Hill Ducky. That was great fun watching. We'll definitely do something like that again, or a tournament on the same maps. It was really cool. Hey guys, if you type in Warhammer and live stream, we're the second biggest live streamer right now. That is insane. Oh no, we're not. No, we're not with the third. I'm sure there'll be some more as well, but that's still pretty cool. So let's see. Warhammer Total War. Beep beep beep. Filter live stream. Cool. There's something called War Hipster playing. Let's go send you guys over there and see what they're about. So, guys, please come with me and just yell quack at these people and share the love. It's also absolutely hilarious to see people so confused when we just yell quack over and over again. So, here's a link to this guy's stream. Gonna go over there, gonna yell quack a load, and do a bit of a stream snipe. So I'll see you guys in a little bit. Thank you so much again for tuning in. It's been an absolute blast. I will be probably not streaming tomorrow because I have a D&D session in the evening, but I will be streaming again on Thursday, so make sure you stay tuned for that. Glad to see you streaming as always. Thank you, Nafis. Thank you for tuning in. And I believe that's a cat in your picture, which I absolutely love. So until next time, guys, peace, peace. And as always, stay awesome.